Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. What's going on? Today's the day. Judah and Yahrah owe me money. That's right, they owe me money, man. You know, I'm at work today trying to enjoy my day, and I hear these guys online arguing like women that they usually are. And I see Yavin join in Judah Nazar's channel, and Jeremiah's got on, and they were, arguing. So finally, I was like, well, whatever, I'll join the conversation real quick. So I joined in real quick. Of course, when I join in, everybody gets butt hurt. Everybody starts, pulling their hair out because they're master teachers around. And so then Judah basically Judah gets his, I don't know. I had a question for him about how I find something funny that he teaches, you know what I'm saying? So when I actually addressed him about it, he got basically his penny, got his little pennies in a bunch and stuff. And, trying to defend his little argument. Saying it was just a question about cherry picking, about, I always find it funny that, people like Judah or whatever, they like to cherry pick, saying they like to pick certain books and leave certain books. I basically just called him out on it, right? So then he gets upset. He tries to bring up Christ. I'm saying? He's like, oh, yeah, well, Second Ezra's whatever is about Christ and blah, 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 blah. When did this happen? Blah, blah, blah. See, you can't trust everything. I'm like, all right, that's cool. But you can't trust everything in the Old Testament either. He's like, what are you talking about? And, of course, I had to show him. He's the prophecy of Ezekiel about Nebuchadnezzar taking over the land of Israel. And I asked him, not the land of Israel, the land of Egypt. And they couldn't prove it. And you can tell, these guys got mad. They said, I bet you I bet you $1,000 that you can't. I want everybody to pay attention. This is why I told them, I bet you $1,000 that you can't pull any Egyptian source or Babylonian source stating that Nebuchadnezzar took over the land of Egypt, right? Can't do it. So I'm going to play the video, show it. Then I'm going to start bringing out all the articles. Judah, I want my money. And that's how it's going to go. I want my money, Judah. All right, let me share a screen. And then Yavin too. I'm going to address Yavin too, bro. Yavin is a clown, bro. Yavin is a clown. I'm going to show you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys how I made Yavin admit that the angels were white and how he admitted that, that Second Ezra 13, he said, it only mentions one body of water. But then after that, I showed him that it mentions more and then he got butthurt. Like, brother, it was a bloodbath with him too, bro. Let me see. Doing Judah last first, right? Yeah, here we go. All right, so as you brothers and sisters see, you see me right there at the bottom of the screen. There's Judah Naz all the way at the top left. And of course, I'm just surrounded by a bunch of Canaanites. But me being the lion that I am, I do what I do. Right? So I go on the channel and let's hear the conversation that basically prone Judah. And you guys are gonna see Judah's demons come out, bro. I'm telling you, bro, this guy screams like a little female, bro, all the time, man. And y'all gotta witness it.
Yeah, he's not.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I don't see no pressure with that. I don't see no pressure. Yeah. But what I did, Judah, one of these people on here just now brought out the Apocrypha and Tobit 4 and 12 about 15 minutes ago, and I know you don't subscribe to the Apocrypha.
The Wisdom of Solomon. Yeah, I'm not Tobit, Baruch, Sirach, all that. I subscribe to all that. Yeah.
All right. Well, get out this when you can, and Judah. You say no. Huh?
Well, I'm sorry, brother. What did you say? I'm sorry. What did you say, brother? Show me yourself. What did you say?
That's called picking and choosing.
I mean,
I'd agree.
But the Apocrypha was
You heard me, right? So I'll read from this book, and then you heard me in the background. That's called picking and choosing. You heard his old boy on the channel. I agree. Exactly. Just call it for what it is. I don't know why Judah Naz started going on a rampage like an animal. Like you're gonna see him like just start like just go screaming and stuff, like going crazy. I'm talking about screaming off the top of his lungs, screaming. Like it's gonna be crazy. All because I asked a simple question. Let's find out, right?
It's not a monolithic just book, whatever. No, it's a collection of books. So you can't. So you know what I'm saying? Like you can't. It's like the New Testament. I subscribe to the Book of Mark because it's the earliest.
You can
and then
call
some
it
of the
whatever
other
you
books,
want. It's called picking and choosing. The only
yeah,
reason
according
the book
to
that
you,
don't call
some
it
of the
whatever
other
you
books,
want. It's called picking and choosing. The only
yeah,
reason the
according
book
to
you can
and then
call
some
it
of the
whatever
other
you
books,
want. It's called picking and choosing. The only
yeah,
reason the
according
book
to
that you
you,
don't choose
the
whatever
other
you
books,
want. It's called picking and choosing. The only
yeah,
reason the
according
book
to
that you
you,
don't choose is because
yeah.
it disagrees with your doctrine, and that's why you throw it to the side. But the
Well,
things
what's
that
my
do agree
doctrine?
with you, you put it in. That's called picking
Oh,
and
okay,
choosing. You either take the whole book or don't.
all right. No, I hear that. But when I asked Jose, is Jesus Christ going to rule for 400 years and everybody's going to die? He was like, no.
You say what?
In the Apocrypha, in 2nd Ezra, it says, Christ my son shall rule. Hold on, somebody got some noise. Hold on. Oh, it's Jose. Oh, just for a second. When I said Jose, in the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra, it says that Christ my son is going to rule for 400 years. And after that, everybody's going to die, including the angels. Did you believe in that? He was like, no.
Just like just like if you don't believe Ezekiel, 30, where it talks about Nebuchadnezzar taking over all the land of Egypt. Did that actually fucking happen? No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Could it
What?
just be that people get?
What?
Could it just be
No,
that
yes, no, yes, it did.
history?
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
I don't
Yes,
know
it
what you're
did.
talking about.
Yes,
Show
it
it.
did.
Show it.
Crazy.
Pull.
See, y'all can see right there. They all started getting butthurt when I brought that up, right? They all started getting butthurt. All right, I was like, all right, just like, okay, if you want to say make that argument, fine. I'll attack your Ezekiel chapter 29, 30, right? Which talks about Nebuchadnezzar taking over all the land of Egypt, right? That never happened in history, right? So what, you want to throw away the book of Ezekiel? You see? And you saw all of them. Oh, it did happen, right? And this is where we're going to talk about daggers, bro. It's going to be daggers. Watch the conversation, right? I'm going to let it play for a few minutes. And then even this, and then Judah's going to pull out an article. And the article, basically, this is why I'm saying how stupid Judah is. Judah, I want my money, Judah. I know you're watching. I want my money. Even Jeremiah is going to back me up. He's going to be like, yo, John Judah, you know that article you pulled up, that's not talking about anywhere being in the land of Egypt. That actually happened in Assyria, right? Bro, it's going to be bad for Judah Nazareth again, bro. This is how bad it's going to be. Bro, I'm his master teacher. Judah, you just need to come under my wing. I'll teach you. I'll fix you right up. I'll get you down, you know what I'm saying? Getting down with these scripts. Stop messing with those guys, those Canaanites over there, you know what I'm saying? You're a Puerto Rican brother. Come. Stop messing with those Canaanites, man. They gassing your head up, just like they do Jeremiah's.
Well, I'll give y'all $1,000 if y'all can pull up some Nebuchadnezzar history or anything saying that he did such nonsense. Go ahead.
Okay.
Pull up the history.
I want my money.
Go ahead. You're not the ever say we took over all the land of Egypt.
Boy, you must be smoking sherm over there.
Wait, I want my money. Hold on. I we might have to get our PayPal ready. I want my money. There's a book called The Prophets. And it'll tell you the goddamn Nebuchadnezzar ran the whole goddamn wall. I want my money. Author Mercer commentary on the Bible.
I'm glad that you're pulling out biblical
I
sources.
want my money.
Show me
Sir,
Nebuchadnezzar. Show me the Egyptians. Brother, show me either the Egyptians or
Hey, can I?
Nebuchadnezzar,
I mean, this is simple. You can get your
You
money.
can't do it, Judah. I put 1,000.
So there it is, right? I laid the premise for the bet. I said, Judah, I bet you $1,000 that you can't pull a source either from the Egyptians or Nebuchadnezzar's saying that all the land was taken over by Nebuchadnezzar. He tried to pull out a biblical book, right? A biblical source, which is usually trash. You should never take a biblical source over history, meaning over Egyptian or Babylonian history. They're their own people. They have their own history. Their own history should back it up, what it says, right? But it doesn't. That's the whole point. And this is why y'all all going to learn today that, yes, there is a false prophecy in the book of Ezekiel, which is Ezekiel 29. Nebuchadnezzar never took over the land of Egypt, or, like I said, we'll read the scripture later, because like I said, he's going to bring out his source. Now watch how the source is going to cut him. And then even Jeremiah is going to even be like, yo, Judah, you know that source you just pulled didn't happen in the land of Egypt. Bro, it's going to be bad for Judah. Judah, I want my money.
That none of you clowns put any type of historian from the Egyptians or the Babylonians saying that they took over.
Hey, if I do that, would you send 500 to Judah and 500 to me? I'll do it right now.
You see, right there's Yahrah wanting to get into the bet also. So Yahrah owe me money too. This is why I put Judah Naz and Yahrah owe me money. Because they owe me money. I want my money, Yahrah. I want my money, Judah.
Yes, I sure will. I'll give you $500 to show me Nebuchadnezzar history, Egyptian history, saying such nonsense. Go ahead.
Okay, and so Nebuchadnezzar the second in about 605, 567 BCE, when he defeated the Egyptian army at Carchemish. What is that? And then he destroyed another Egyptian army at Hamath.
A battle? Oh, you think
that was Egypt, bro. That's what the scripture says, bro.
Hey, nigga. Hey, no.
Now, this is why I keep telling you guys, you should never take Canaanites like these guys serious. You just heard him say that the battle of Carchemish was in Egypt. You just heard him say it. It was in Egypt. But was it? No. Carchemish is that's in like Syria, in the Middle East. But you just heard him say, no, it's in Egypt. Bro, we're going to correct them during this whole video, and it's going to be bad for both of them. I want my money.
No, it doesn't. Hold on. I'm gonna give you. Hold on, bro. Hold on. I'm gonna give you the extra biblical source.
Wait, hey, Yahrah, hold on. Wait. You got some money to pay. This is a book. This is a source. Hold on. On page 151.
What is it? What is that?
This book is called The Prophets, Mercer Commentary on the Bible.
A biblical book. Everybody.
Hey, bro, hold on. Hey,
Either from the Egyptians or the Babylonians that in this history saying that that Egypt saying
I'll give it to you right
all of their land, or show when the Babylonians in their history saying that they conquered all of Egypt. You can't do it.
I'll give it to you.
Man, pay that money, y'all.
Hold on.
I already laid the question.
Hold on.
Judah.
We have
no,
proof.
no, you
brother, hold on.
History, Judah.
I got
history.
Hold on.
I don't need to speak their language.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
I don't need to speak their language.
Look, it says, yes, you do.
Show me in their
hold on, look. Against Egypt, right there. Hold on. It says 2 oracles of judgment are against Egypt.
Again, Bro, I want my money, bro. I want my money,
Hold on,
bro.
brother.
He ain't pulling up an Egyptian source.
No,
He's
niggas,
pulling up
he
a
ain't trying to pay
biblical
up.
source.
Bro, stop, bro.
Any Bible will try to back
Bro,
up
you
the
ain't trying to
Bible,
pay up,
but
bro.
you
Hold
can't
on.
back up
What's
that
you
history
talking?
with real
Pay my money, nigga.
history.
I want my money.
You can't back it up with real history.
I want my money.
History. The Bible will try to back
Bro,
up
you
the
ain't trying to
Bible,
pay up,
but
bro.
you
Hold
can't back
on.
up that.
Y'all see the demons about to come out this brother? Let's go hear Judah start yelling from the top of his lungs, people.
History with real
Pay my money,
history.
nigga. I want my money.
You can't back it up with real history.
I want my money.
No
You can't read
Egyptian history or Babylonian history saying
Read
such nonsense.
Read
Clown
Egyptian.
Jews. You're trying to put other people's history into a book when the book doesn't agree with the history.
You know this? So now he don't believe in the Bible. So now he don't believe in the Bible.
Hey, listen.
Bro, show me
Y'all
the
hold on,
history.
brother. Wait, y'all. He don't believe in the Bible.
Show me it.
He just said it.
Show me the history.
He said show
Show
me
me
Babylonian
the history.
Egyptian. But this nigga don't read Babylonian Egyptian. Okay, so this nigga can't
Show
tell.
it.
1 second, hold on. Yahrah, you was right.
Bro, I'm gonna clown you so much tonight, bro.
This is Jeremiah 46.
I want my fucking money, bro.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Jeremiah
46. I ain't seen
Jeremiah 46.
Sources, bro.
Jose, hold on, man. Goddamn, bro. Hold on. Jeremiah 46, verse 2 and 26 against Egypt. 2 oracles of judgments are uttered against Egypt. The first concerns the Egyptian defeat at Carchemish, and the second signals the approach of Nebuchadnezzar. The prose conscription inserted by a later editor dates the first oracle judgment by the 4th year of King Joachim's reign, that is 605 BCE, when Nebuchadnezzar defeated Necho II and the Egyptians at the battle come. Nick, get my goddamn money!
Judah. Hold on. Hey, to be honest, I looked at the battle.
Hey, Judah, you want your money? Judah, you want your money? You want your money? Open up Ezekiel 30 and show me where it says that they conquered all the land. It says all the land. You bring up an article showing they beat up a fucking battle.
That's
you know
the
fucking legions the Egyptians had? They had many legions, sir.
Bro.
Just because they beat one legion, brother.
Legion
that's the land.
See, and this is the problem with Canaanites like Judah Naz, right? See, the purpose is this. I already know this information. I've been knowing about the Battle of Carchemish since the beginning. I already know where they were going to go. Me and Judah already had this conversation. The point is this. Nowhere in that article that he just read did it say anything about the Babylonians taking over the land of Egypt. Nowhere in that article he just read. All it says, it talks about the Battle of Carchemish that was in Syria. Now watch this, because again, him and Yahrah said that was in Egypt. Watch Jeremiah come on and tell him, no, that's not in Egypt. We all know that's not in Egypt. But according to Judah Naz and Yahrah, their retarded asses, it was in Egypt. And watch Jeremiah's right here about to school him and tell him, hey, yo, Judah, you know that thing you just read, that battle didn't take place in Egypt. Brother, and then after this is where I'm going to start bringing out the scripture, because y'all can't show when this was fulfilled. Point blank, period. And I'm going to prove it. That's what I'm saying. I want my money, Judah and Yahrah.
Over all the land of Egypt. Now, hold on. Open up Ezekiel 30 and show me where it says that Nebuchadnezzar took over all the land of Egypt. Show it.
Bro,
it's not a
judgment, asshole. The land that the Egyptians control is what they love. Let me say something. The Battle of Carchemish didn't take place near Egypt. It took place between Syria and Turkey.
Hey, let me
there you go.
To you, bro. Hold on.
It took place between Syria and Turkey. Say something. The Battle of Carchemish didn't take place near Egypt. It took place between Syria and Turkey.
Hey, let me
there you go.
To you, bro. Hold on. Stop. Hey, hold on.
Give me my money.
Let me say something. The Battle of Carchemish didn't take place near Egypt. It took place between Syria and Turkey.
Hey.
The Battle of Carchemish didn't take place near Egypt. It took place. Let me say something. The Battle of Carchemish didn't take place near Egypt. It took place between Syria and Turkey.
Hey, let me
there you go.
To you, bro. Hold on. Stop. Hey, hold on.
Give me my money,
hold
sir.
on.
Give me
Hold
my
on.
fucking money.
Hold
I
on.
want
This is
all of you
what I'm saying. You guys are poor stuff.
That's right. Give me my money, Judah asked. And look at his face. That's what I'm saying, people. Look at Judah's face. It says it all. He knows he messed up. Judah knows he messed up. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at it. He know he messed up. He tried to bring up an article and said, look, this is where it's fulfilled. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah? Okay. But then Jeremiah started to come on and be like, yo, Judah, that article you just pulled, bro, but the battle that didn't happen over there in Egypt, bro. It happened over here in Syria. Then you hear one clown in the background saying, oh, let's talk about the land that they lost and they were in control. That's not, again, this is why I keep telling you, these Canaanites, all they do is add to the Torah. He said that it's talking about the lands that because Egypt had control of it, and there's them losing those lands, but not its own land. That's not what Ezekiel 29 or 30 says. And we're going to read it later on to prove that nothing these guys saying is biblical. He just lied on Ezekiel. Okay? He basically lied on Ezekiel. I need my money from these clowns.
And 500 from Judah. I
But
want
you
it.
don't want to listen, bro.
I want my money.
You don't want to listen, bro.
I want my money.
You don't want to listen, bro. They defeated their armies. That land, where they're talking about where it occurred, that's the land that the Egyptians controlled. That's what y'all don't understand history.
And
that's the land that they control. And that's what the scripture says.
Goddamn money.
That's the land that they control.
And you guys hear me calling them out. I was like, yo, and y'all are supposed to be Torah Knights, and I have to continuously keep asking y'all to read Ezekiel 30 and put it on the board, put Ezekiel up. None of them want to do it. You know why? Because everything that Canaanite dog Yahrah just said is not biblical. It's not biblical. It's talking about the regions that they controlled. All right, let's read the scripture and let's go find out. Let's go find out. That's what I'm talking about, bro. This is why Canaanites should not teach the Bible, bro. This is why I'm trying to get them off the Bible, bro. Get off our scriptures, bro. Stop it. You wicked mother ain't supposed to be teaching this book, and that's just what it is, bro. Right? Check this out. Let's go to Ezekiel. Let's go to 29 first. Right? This is Ezekiel 29. Let's go find out if Yahrah learns how to read. Right? Get to the part with Nebuchadnezzar. Right? That's what we're discussing, right? This is Ezekiel 29 and 18, right? And it says, Son of man, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon made his army labor hard against Tyre. Every head was rubbed bald and every shoulder rubbed bare. Yet he and his army received no wages from Tyre for the work he carried out against it. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Look, I'm about to give the land of Egypt to King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, and he will carry off her wealth, capture her loot, and seize her plunder, and it will be his army's wages. Now, again, people, does this say anything about the lands that they conquered, the Egyptians conquered? No, it says in the land of Egypt, and not even that. It says it should carry off her wealth, meaning the Egyptians' wealth, and capture her loot. What loot? And seize her plunder. Stop it, Yahrah. When did this happen, people? Let's keep reading. Verse 20. I have given him the land of Egypt. It didn't say the lands that Egypt controlled, Yahrah. Deuteronomy 4 and 2. Read it. You shall not add nor take away. I have given him the land of Egypt as his compensation for attacking Tyre, because they did it for me, declares the sovereign Lord. Right? You guys been debunked. Stop it. Give me my money. When did Nebuchadnezzar do this, people? Someone pull up an article. Come on. Jose, pull up this article. It's just going to say it. No, it's not. Watch. They're going to keep trying, and none of their stuff is going to say what it's going to say. Watch. Right now, Yahrah is going to try to bring up another source, and it's not going to say about this Greek or whatever Greek guy, historian, doesn't even say it either. But yet they pretend as if he is. That's what I'm telling you guys. These guys are delusional. I want my money, Yahrah. See, and again, people, this is the problem with Canaanites, bro. They think that just by yelling makes them right. Brother, you haven't answered my question. I asked a specific question. Show me where he took over the land of Egypt. You showing me an article about them having a battle at Kekabridge, right? In Syria. That's not proof, bro. That's not proof. Just because they won a battle, that Nebuchadnezzar took over all the land of Egypt and took all this plunder and everything and looted it and everything. Stop it, bro. Stop it. If anything, but the Egyptians going against the Babylonians made the people of Judea, the Syrians, and the Palestinians rise up against Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians. Even though they lost, but they rose up. Why? Because they saw the Egyptians rising up against the Babylonians. Oh, that's right, because I had the scripture up. I forgot to share the video. Thanks, Rudy. Yeah, my fault.
At the time, Nebuchadnezzar. The problem is that this is what they don't understand. Hey, Judah, check the back chat, Judah. Check the back chat and put up that selling.
No, Judah, pull up that source. Judah, go back to your fucking article.
I want my money.
Go to your article.
You lost.
Go to your article.
Pay my money.
Read it and show me where it says he took over all the land of Egypt. You fucking read it and show me where it says he took over all the land of Egypt. You fucking you ain't showing shit.
You see that, brothers and sisters? And that's the difference between my channel and Judah's channel. Judah knows that he cannot pull that fuck shit over here. He can't. Brother, I even told him, bro, pull back up that source that you just pulled and show and read where it says that Nebuchadnezzar took over the land of Egypt. That's all I'm looking for. They can't do it. But he's acting as if he's proved it already. But he hasn't. He hasn't read anything about anything that said Nebuchadnezzar took over the land of Egypt. The land of Egypt. These guys are clown shoes, bro. I want my money, Judah.
You ain't showing
He beat Egypt. He beat Egypt. No, okay. You didn't need to go in there and settle in Egypt. Just run the goddamn
money. Then how they keeping power, Jose? If he defeated their army, Jose, how they keeping power, Jose?
Read the article. Why can't me and Judah just deal? Why are you guys acting like a bunch of animals?
Because you got to send
The
them their money.
Most says that you're
Get my money.
about the man in the midst of the speech. The Most High says I was supposed to interrupt the man in his speech. The Most High says you're supposed to deal in decent. This is how I know that this is not a Torah channel. Speech. The Most High says you're supposed to deal in decent. This is how I know that this is not a Torah channel. Speech. The Most High says you're supposed to deal in decent. This is how I know that this is not a Torah channel. The man in the midst of the speech. The Most High said I was supposed to interrupt the man in his speech. The Most High says you're supposed to deal in decent. This is how I know that this is not a Torah channel.
Hey, bro.
And you see how I put them in their place? You see how I had to bring up the Torah? I was like, yo, you know, the Most High says you're supposed to deal decent and in order. You're supposed to, you know, act a certain way. This is how I know that this is not a Torah channel. You guys can claim to be Torah Knights and do all this stuff all you want, but you guys are anti-Torah. You don't listen to the Torah. If you listen to the Torah, why do you have all this confusion going on in your platform? Why? You even heard me. I said, yo, I don't understand why can't me and Judah just deal with each other. I don't understand why people just keep jumping in. Let Judah stand on his feet. He's your Torah teacher. You know why? Because this is what I'm telling you, people. When they do stuff like that, it's because they don't have any confidence in their people. They don't have confidence in their boy, their own teachers. They don't have confidence in them. Watch, bro. This is crazy.
Read that, bro.
Read
that, bro. Read
You
that,
guys
bro.
act like a bunch of animals. You guys act like.
Okay, we're almost done. All right, now at this point, this is where Judah pulls out another source, right? Him and Yahrah try to pull up another source. Now I'm gonna allow him to read his source. And do you people think that in this source is gonna say that Nebuchadnezzar took over the land of Egypt? This is why I keep telling you, bro. Judah, I want my money.
When you bring up your article,
Nebuchadnezzar destroyed. He beat Nebuchadnezzar II.
The article you even told you has nothing to do with Egypt.
He was on a goddamn campaign.
Just show the stele. Judah, show the stele.
I want my money, you side.
It's right there in his
This
face.
is goddamn talking.
I need my side, my money, you Sidonian Canaanite. I need my money.
The Nitro Chris adoption stele. The
Right.
ancient Egyptian record dealt with the present paper is a large, though incomplete, grand stele of the late period preserved in the Cairo Museum. The stele is inscribed with a hieroglyphic text, which essentially documents the formal entrance of the Princess Nitro Chris into the College of Priestesses at Karnak with a view to her eventual ascension to the supreme office of God's wife of Amun. Princess Nitro Chris was the daughter of King Sakamithicus the first, founder of the 26th dynasty, at whose behest she took the veil, so to speak, in the 9th regnal year of that sovereign, which corresponds to 656 BCE. Hold on.
Yeah, keep reading. You're going to be nowhere in every fucking history book saying that fucking Nebuchadnezzar took over all Egypt. Point blank.
As a matter of fact, I got another
source. You guys are done. Yahrah, I need my 500. Judah, I need my 500.
I got another source
Shalom.
that Herodotus writes in his book 1 and book 2.
And again, there you go, people. I allowed them to read his little last source. And did it say anything about Nebuchadnezzar taking over the land of Egypt? No. There you go. See, these guys can't prove it. You know why? Because I already know you can't prove it. I studied this topic for years. I've been waiting for a source, either from the Babylonians or the Egyptians, showing when the land of Egypt was conquered by the Babylonians. It's never happened. You're not gonna find one historian saying such nonsense. They'll talk about the battle. Matter of fact, let's read the battle. And this is where, again, Judah, learning comes to play. So, all right, we're gonna start learning about this stuff, right? Let's learn about this battle and stuff, right? Let's bring up the first one, Nebuchadnezzar, right? Let's learn about Nebuchadnezzar real quick. Right? This is from the encyclopedia.com about Nebuchadnezzar, right? Can you guys read it? Let me see if I need to make it bigger. Yeah, let me make it bigger for y'all. Hold on. Let's make that bigger. Apps up. Yeah, that looks big enough. All right, let's read it together, right? Why does this app keep popping back up? All right, it says Nebuchadnezzar, right? Son of, not even going to try to pronounce that, the Chaldean, ruling of the Babylonian from 605 to 562 BCE. Nebuchadnezzar succeeded to his father's throne at the time when the struggle between Babylon and Egypt for the territories that had been part of the Assyrian Empire was at its height. According to the Babylonian Chronicles, Nebuchadnezzar waged his first war against Egypt in the region of the Euphrates, not in Egypt, in the Euphrates. We all know what the Euphrates is according to the map, right? Next to Assyria, right? In the last year of his father's reign in 605. In that year, he defeated the Egyptian armies in the battle fought at Carchemish on the Euphrates. You see, people, where was this Carchemish battle? At the Euphrates. Okay. Therefore, frustrating Pharaoh Necho attempt to gain control of Syria and Palestine, and at the time paving the way to the rise of Babylon as a world power. In his pursuit of the Egyptian forces, Nebuchadnezzar reached the region of Hamath in central Syria, but was obliged to return to Babylon in consequence of his father's death. In the same year, he returned to the land of Haiti, Greater Syria, and according to the Babylonian Chronicles, he marched unopposed to Haiti land in the mouth of Sabbatu. He took a heavy tribute of Habitu territory to Babylon. It would seem that Nebuchadnezzar reached Palestine and subjugated Judah to his rule 1 or 2 years later. At the end of 1604, he conducted a military campaign against Palestine, besieging and capturing the city of Ascalon. In the words of the Babylonian Chronicles, all the kings of Haiti land came before him, and he received their heavy tribute. One of these kings was apparently Jehoiakim of Judah. After consolidating his rule in Palestine and Syria, Nebuchadnezzar attempted to conquest of Egypt. End of 601. The stubbornly fought encounter between the Babylonians and the Egyptian armies was indecisive. Nebuchadnezzar's failure to obtain a clear-cut victory over the Egyptians may have encouraged various states in Syria and in Palestine, including Judah, to revolt against Babylon. You see that, people? Even though Nebuchadnezzar fought against the Egyptians, he never fully even defeated them. So how can he take over their land, people? Stop it. Woo! I want my money, Judah. And according to the Babylonian Chronicles, he encamped against the city of Judah, Jerusalem, and on the second day of the month of Adar, March 16th, 597, he seized the city and captured the king, Jehoiakim. He appointed there a king of his own choice, Zedekiah, received it heavy tribute, and sent it to Babylon. In the following years, the Babylonian king was occupied with wars against the Elamites to the east of Tigris, and was also obliged to suppress a revolt in the country of Akkad. His absence from Syria and the events in the Babylonian and Elam apparently encouraged the kings of Syria and Palestine to plot a further revolt against their overlord. The Egyptian rulers, no doubt, lent their support to uprising against Babylon. You see that, people? And Zedekiah opened a revolt, enjoyed their active aid, And in 588, the siege of Jerusalem began in the summer of 586. Nebuchadnezzar captured the city, laid the temple waste, carried off a large part of the population of Judah into captivity, and put Zedekiah and the other Judean nobles to death. The land of Judea was turned into a province. Some information about the fate of the exiles in Babylonian Nebuchadnezzar's day is found in Babylonian administrative documents, in which King Jeconiah and his sons are mentioned as receiving a regular allowance of oil from royal treasury. On the other hand, it is hard to draw any conclusion from the book of Daniel about this subject, about the legendary character of the story related there. Some scholars are of the opinion that the name Nebuchadnezzar in these stories is an error for Nabonidus, since in an Aramaic text from Quran there is a story about which resembles the story about Nebuchadnezzar and Daniel. Of similarly doubtful ethnicity is mentioned of Nebuchadnezzar in the book of Judith. In the years following to the capture of Jerusalem, Nebuchadnezzar waged war in Phoenicia against Tyre, most probably in 585, which according to Josephus lasted for 13 years. You can read that in Ezekiel 29 and 18. 3 years later, and he copied a campaign against Ammon and Moab, in the course of which he took captives from Judah. Nebuchadnezzar must have been aware of Egypt's part in inciting the vassal states to revolt against Babylon and its desire to establish his own power in Palestine and Syria. He therefore attacked Egypt too, but the source material dealing with this war is fragmentary and unreliable. Despite his many foreign wars, Nebuchadnezzar did not neglect Babylon itself. From various inscriptions and archaeological finds, he emerges as a dynamic and able monarch in the administrative and architectural, nor less than in the military field. He adorned and fortified his capital city, Babylon, with the booty and tribute that poured in from all over the Near East. He restored and renovated ancient temples in the cities of Babylonia in order to gain the support of the Babylonian priests. He also made provisions for the regular irrigation of the lands of Babylonia by means of the whole network of channels connected with the Euphrates, and the sign of Neo-Babylonian Empire attained the pinnacle of its greatness. So again, people, we ain't gonna read anything about Nebuchadnezzar taking over all the lands of Egypt, right? So let's get another source. Here we go. Let me make it bigger. Okay, I guess that was bigger. All right, this is the Battle of Carchemish, right? Let's read it. The Battle of Carchemish was fought about 605 BC between the armies of Egypt, allied with the remnants of the armies of the foreign Assyrian Empire, against the armies of Babylonia, allied with the Medes, Persians, and Scythians. This battle is also mentioned in Ezekiel chapter 30 in the Bible, right? Which is facts. When the Assyrians' capital, Nineveh, was overrun by the Medes, Scythians, and Babylonians and their allies in 612 BC, the Assyrians moved their capital to Haran. When Haran was captured by the alliance in 609 BC, ending the Assyrian Empire, remnants of the Assyrian army joined Carchemish, a city under Egyptian rule on the Euphrates River. Egypt, a former vassal of Assyria, was allied with the Assyrian king Ashur-Abat II and marched in 609 BC to the aid against the Babylonians. The Egyptian army of Pharaoh Nekhtos II was delayed at Megiddo by the force of King Josiah of Judah. Josiah was killed, and his army was defeated at the Battle of Midigu in 609 BC. The Egyptians and Assyrians together crossed the Euphrates and laid siege to Haran, which they failed to retake. They then retreated to northwestern Assyria, is what is known as northeast Syria. The battle. The Egyptians met the full might of the Babylonians and Median army led by Nebuchadnezzar II at Carchemish, where the combined Egyptian and Assyrian forces were destroyed. Assyrians ceased to exist as an independent power, and Egypt retreated and was no longer a significant force in the ancient Near East. But never their land, people. Just they lost their control, basically, of the lands they had in the Middle East, right? Babylonia reached its economic peak at 605 BC. At 605 BC. Records of the battle. The Nebuchadnezzar Chronicles, now housed in the British Museum, claims that Nebuchadnezzar crossed the river to go against the Egyptian army, which laid in Carchemish. They fought with each other and the Egyptian army withdrew before him. He accomplished their defeat decisively, as the rest of the Egyptian army, which had escaped from the defeat so quickly that no weapon had reached them, in the district of Hamath, the Babylonian troops overtook and defeated them, so not a single man escaped into his own country at the time Nebuchadnezzar conquered the whole area of Hamath. But again, people, Hamath is in Syria, in the Middle East. You're never going to read anything about Nebuchadnezzar conquering the land of Egypt, bro. Stop it. The battle is mentioned and described in the Bible in the book of Jeremiah. While historians typically take Necto II to have been fighting support of the remaining Assyrian forces, according to Flavius Josephus in his account Antiquities of the Jews, Nectar entered the battle in order to take advantage of the power vacuum created by the Assyrian forces' defeat. Okay, there you go, people. You're not going to find any source stating such nonsense. Judah, I want my money. Everybody heard it. I want my money. You're not going to find a source saying that Nebuchadnezzar took over the land of Egypt, bro. Stop it. You guys are clown shoes with that. Right? So now let's get on to this other clown. Let me drop the link if anybody want to come on real quick, because I'm almost finished anyways. We're going to get into Yavin real quick, because these guys are so delusional. Yeah, anybody want to hop on, you can hop on. All right, let me get to it. Okay, so I'm done with this. Yeah, let's go back to this real quick. Right? So let's rewind it a little bit more. Let's get to the part where Yavin starts talking a little stuff. Let's rewind it. Rewind the tape.
I'm gonna say this, y'all. So they won't think
you got your ass beat.
Yeah. Hey, y'all been. I'm gonna say this, since them niggas think I be being biased and shit. I know what you was trying to say about that floating camera shit, but you better not say that shit, bro. Did you say that, y'all mean?
No,
did you say that?
That's the thing. He put words.
Okay, because they said you said that shit. They said you said that shit.
Y'all hear how Yavin's voice is getting higher and higher?
Also said Northern Kingdom took ships too.
Hey, does anybody hear Yavin's voice getting higher and higher every time he speaks?
You a joke. You can't edify on shit. You can just run your mouth like a bitch. Now,
It's no surprise that he put words in my mouth.
Yavin, you got the lightest voice of any Negro only Israelite I've ever heard.
See, you're a joke. You're a joke. Now I'm gonna edify again. It's no surprise that he put words in my mouth because he also asked the scripture. He claimed they took ships. He claimed Yavin said they took floating camels. These motherfuckers are a joke. This is why Jose Vega ran like a bitch. This is why Jeremiah won't debate. This is why Zaya won't debate. This is why Judah Nash ran like a bitch when I tried to get you on the root debate. This is why Jeremiah. These motherfuckers are a joke. This is why Jose Vega ran like a bitch. This is why Jeremiah won't debate. This is why Zaya won't debate. This is why Judah Nash ran like a bitch when I tried to get you on the root debate. All y'all can do.
Okay, so you guys can all see right there, right? That guy right now, his name is Yavin, right? He basically called me, say, I'm a bitch, I ran from him, right? But the thing is that everybody knows why I basically did not debate Yavin on Lion's Den, because they basically went on a slander campaign during this video, which I'm about to share with you, brothers and sisters. And you're going to see even in this video how bad I body Yavin in all his arguments, right? And this is why I'm showing you what clown shoes these guys are and how delusional. Oh, this is where Jose ran. No, the reason why I didn't debate you is because you guys went on the platform and basically on a debate platform, people, this is a debate league, and basically told his viewing audience that I wish death on black babies and black women, and that they wish they get raped and would die and get killed and shit like that. This is what they end up doing in that preliminary. That's why I didn't go on the debate. I went on you. I tried to build with JJ 7000 about his little debate league. I finally, he was begging me to be a part of his debate league for like 2 years, and then when I finally do my first, I finally accepted. I was, you know what, fine. Yavin keeps talking crap. He wants to debate me on 2nd Ezra 13. Fine, let's have that debate, right? Get on this preliminary. The leader of FOPI shows up when everybody knows that Quinath has never showed up on any of JJ 7000's debate. But for some strange reason, when Jose Vega's on the platform, Quinath has to be there and was allowed to speak, because he was the one that was basically telling people, slandering me, saying that I said that I want to kill black babies and shit like that. So you think I'm just going to go and debate on a black platform to have a debate? Are you serious? Nobody will vote after me after the slander that you guys are saying about me. So why would I have to go back there and debate you? So I already told Yavin, even after that, we could have had a debate anywhere else except Lions Den. So he's the one who actually ran. And right now, I'm going to show you why he ran. Because I'm going to show you right now a video where I have him admitting that the angels were white, and how there's only one body of water in 2nd Ezra 13. But then I had to show him how to learn how to read, and show them how there was multiple bodies being mentioned in the second book of 2nd Ezra 13. It's like, I don't understand. Like, these guys don't know how to read. It baffles my mind. But let's find out, right? So again, we saw that. So let's get into the other video, right? The one I'm talking about. Let me see where I'm going to start at. Okay. Okay. Right. So everybody can see right here. This is the clown that I was dealing with right here. Right. So this is the gay eunuch Yavin. Right. This is what we call him, the gay eunuch. Right. Because he looks like a homosexual, and he kind of talks like one. Also, if you actually listen to him. So we're about to discuss about Noah, right? And I'm gonna bring out Noah for him, and I want everybody to realize what I did to this clown. And this is why Yavin don't want no smoke with me, because even after this preliminary, bro, it was funny that even after this preliminary, all of his buddies on the group chat were talking about how much he got his butt whipped, just with our discussion right there, because you're gonna see exactly what I did to this clown. But yeah, he's on another channel talking about I'm running from him. Brother, you're nowhere near my skill level. Just like the death of of Carter, which I'm about to do a video on Carter when he came on my live, like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I'll try to challenge me on Northern Kingdom coming over here to Americas and stuff like that. And I'm gonna body him on that argument. I'm gonna destroy his whole thing. Carter is done.
Is the word Negroid in the Bible?
Black or black? See what he's asking me? Is the word Negroid in the Bible? As if I'm the one who made the claim of Negroes being Hamites or Negro-looking Shemites. But they're asking
you will get your understanding after the test.
Is the word Negroid or black people in the Bible?
I don't understand. Is it preliminary between me and who? Who's speaking right now? I don't understand what's going on.
See, I thought I said open discussion. My bad.
It's open discussion for the two brothers that are having the preliminary.
This is usually what happens when other brothers feel like someone can represent them right. They feel like Devon cannot represent them right, so therefore they have to interrupt what me and him are trying to build on. So again, he made the claim that the so-called Hamites, I didn't say.
You see what I did there, people? Because you have people interrupting a preliminary, people. You guys don't understand the seriousness of what's going on here. When you're in a debate or when you're in a debate league or whatever the case may be, and you're in a preliminary, there's only supposed to be 3 people talking, the 2 opponents and the moderator. And the moderator was Yehudi, right? But you have other people that was on the planet that on the panel that kept interrupting the discussion. And you heard what I said. You see how they keep interrupting. You know why they're doing this. Because they feel like Yavin's not doing a good job of what he's doing right now. Anybody can see this whole discussion is on my Facebook. Maybe one day I'll post it on my YouTube. But it's I think it's like a 2-hour class I did on this whole video. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to show you just a few minutes of it, little sketches of it. But you see what I'm saying? Yavin can't do it. So let me get back to it.
He said it because I questioned him about Noah. About Noah, he's saying that Noah was albino. And I asked him that the so-called Hamites, I didn't say it, he said it. Because I questioned him about Noah. About Noah, he's saying that Noah was albino. And I asked him, where is that same scripture? He can't pull the scripture. But what does the scripture say Noah was? Noah. About Noah, he's saying that Noah was albino. And I asked him, where is that same scripture? He can't pull the scripture. But what does the scripture say Noah was? What color was Noah, sir?
Does it say Ozareth is America?
What? And I asked him, where is that same scripture? He can't pull the scripture. But what does the scripture say Noah was? What color was Noah, sir?
Does it say Ozareth is America?
What color does it say Noah was, sir?
What color does it say he was?
Yes.
He shined bright like the angels.
What color were the angels, sir? And what color were the angels, sir?
It's going to get brought up. Don't worry.
What color was the angel?
And you know what's weird? You said go and show you.
You see what I'm talking about, people? He has been running. Every question I ask him, he finds some excuse to want. Oh, we'll talk about it in the debate. Well, we're not talking about Noah in the debate. That's not the topic. That's not the topic. But he's keep hiding. Everybody noticing every question I'm asking. He's hiding. Oh, well, we could address that during the debate. Well, we already agreed to the 2 topics. I asked you about some Negroid Hamites, and I'm asking you about Noah, and you're answer it during the debate. This is an open discussion right now. I can read it.
So how do you know what color Ham is? How do you know that he's black? How do you know all Negroes are Canaanites?
I'm asking you what the scripture says right now. I'm not talking about my opinion. What I'm asking you, what does the book of Enoch say the color of Noah was, and what color were the angels according to the
It's going to get brought out. It's going to get brought out. See, you think you can nitpick here and there, but once it's proven that Northern Kingdom never came here, you don't have a leg to stand on.
Bro, you saw how he just completely changed the he's desperately trying to change the topic. I'm saying, bro, what according to the scripture, what color was Noah? Who's calling me? Oh, man. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on for a second. Hold on. All right, my fault. What was I saying? What was that?
So, hey, you're gonna get body bag regardless. You're gonna get destroyed because you took.
Oh yeah, I was talking about how he was desperately trying to change the topic because you guys saw what I was proving, right? I said, all right, according to scripture, what color did it say Noah was? You know what he said? Yeah, bright and white, right? Like bright, right? Because he didn't want to say white, and I was like, all right, and what about the angels? See, and this is the whole point about, and it kills the whole doctrine about Esau being the first white man and all that bullshit. No, according to the scriptures, even the Nephilims were white, point blank, period. Because Noah was basically mistaken for basically a Nephilim. Because when you read in the book of Enoch, it tells you that when the parents looked at him or his father, it was kind of scared of him because he kind of resembled like the offspring of the angels. So not only was he being paired as being as white as the angels, but even the Nephilim, the children. So right there, it defeats the whole point about Esau being the first white man or light-skinned man or whatever the case may be. Because according to that, even the Nephilims were white. Okay. So we all saw how I had to admit that Noah was not a black man. Okay. And you saw how he knows that and he's desperately just trying to change the subject. And I'm going to allow him to. And then watch me keep bodying him. Watch.
Once it's proven that Northern Kingdom never came here, you don't have a leg to stand on. So, hey, you're going to get body bag regardless. You're going to get destroyed because you took the flood out of context. I'm just letting you know now. And see, this is what you like to do. You like to jump here, jump there, but you told your first lie at 2 Edges 13, verse 44, and you're going to get destroyed. So, hey.
Hey, brothers.
Does anybody else notice that for some strange reason, everybody's mic is louder than my mic? Has anybody noticed that?
Sorry.
Yeah, see?
This. He laughed as if it doesn't say that. Everybody's seeing it. This is why I keep telling these people, these guys are clown shoes, man. But yeah, he wants to debate me. This is already how many times I'm going to keep chopping his head off and catching him in his lies. He can't answer anything. But now he's telling me that as if I'm lying about Psalms 107 about them entering the sea in ships. When we all can read it for ourselves. It does say it. Which I want to read in a second. You're going to hear it. Psalms 107 about them. But yeah, he wants to laughed. They entered. It says sea with ships. Doesn't say anything about that. You heard? Everybody heard him, right? He's laughing. I just said they that go down to the sea in ships. So there's the oceans being mentioned in the book of Psalms. So you, sir, are a liar. Now I'm going to 2 Ezra 13.
No, I said you tried to say that the flood is Psalms 107.
Now I'm going to 2 Ezra 13 and to show everybody how you guys are illiterate. Where does it mention the ocean in 2 Ezra 13? That is the context of the whole damn chapter.
You said that some. You said the flood was an ocean. You said the flood in 2 Ezra was an ocean. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
This is where you're going to read. This is where reading comes into comprehension.
Reading is fundamental.
Okay, go ahead.
And it came to pass. After 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that moved the waves thereof. The whole context is Ezra having a vision of this man coming from the ocean. Who is this man coming from the ocean? He gives you the answer once you start reading verse 40, which is the northern kingdom. How do we know that? How do we know that the context is still talking about the man in the ocean? Because Ezra tells you it. When you guys learn how to read, it says this in verse 25. It says,
now, at this point in the video, I'm breaking down, 2nd Ezra 13, talk about the man, the man coming from the sea. Now, again, I'll prove it for you guys once again. Who is the man coming from the sea? It's in the Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? I should have pulled it out in this in dialogue, but, as you guys see, he wasn't allowing me to speak like these Canaanite dogs do. You're supposed, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to see the moderator get kind of mad at Yavin because he keeps doing it. You know what I'm saying? He asked me a question, but then always speaks over my answer. You know what I'm saying? Okay, hold on. Let's go. Let's go find out who the man of the river is, right? Let's go find out. Let's go find out who that man of the sea is, bro. In the book of 2nd Ezra 13. Let's find out. This is Zechariah chapter 10, verse. I'll start at verse 10. Let me see, make it bigger. And it says, "And I will bring them again also out of the land of Egypt and gather them out of Assyria. And I will bring them into the land of Gilead and Lebanon, and a place shall not be found for them." And we all know that this is talking about the northern kingdom, because we know that after the Assyrian captivity, there was no place for them to go. You read that also in the book of 2nd Ezra 13. But look what it says. "And he shall pass through the sea with affliction, and shall smite the waves in the sea." Just like we read in the book of Psalms 107 and 2nd Ezra 13. And this is, again, people, who's the he that's passing through the sea, people? Let's read it again. "And I will get," in verse 10, it says, "And I will bring them," who's them? Northern kingdom, "out of the land of Egypt and gather them out of Assyria. And I will bring them to the land of Gilead and Lebanon, but a place shall not be found for them. And he shall pass through the sea." Who's the he, people? The northern kingdom. "And he shall not pass through the sea with affliction, and shall smite the waves in the sea, and all the depths of the river shall dry up, and the pride of Assyrian rise." Right? So we all read that, like I said, in the book of 107, where it talks about how the Most High smited the waves for the sea, and hell stilled the flood, and hell stilled the waves, till the northern kingdom were passed over and got into their desired haven. I'm like a broken record. I've been saying this for the past 5 years over and over again, and they can't debunk it. All right? They can't debunk it. Let me get back to the video. And then the big dagger is going to come about him saying about there's only one body of water being mentioned. And then it's going to be epic. Y'all got to love it, bro. The look on him and Elder Quanah's face after I proved them wrong. When Yavin says that 2nd Ezra 13 is only talking about one body of water. You're going to hear it come out of his own mouth. One body of water, the Euphrates, right? But then when I read verse 47, and I told them, well, what about these streams and rivers and streams? And it says with the S, plural, just like I beat up Carter like a week and a half ago when he tried to say the same thing. "Oh, this is only talking about them going through the Euphrates." I was like, bro, it's talking about more waters. "No, it's not. I'm reading it right now." I was like, bro, why don't you just shut up and just let me prove it and then try to combat it? Because I'm going to prove to you guys don't like to read. You guys hate to read. If your elder didn't say it, it's like it doesn't exist. Don't get mad at me because I read scripture and be proving you guys wrong with the scripture, bro. Right? Now watch this.
Says, if we all know at verse 2 all the way down to verse 23, he's giving you this vision. But he doesn't get the understanding of this vision until verse 25. And he even tells you this. It says, this is the meaning of the vision. What vision did we just read? Verse 1 and 2, about the man coming from the midst of the sea, right? And he's going to say it again right here. The meaning of the vision, wherewith thou sawest a man coming from the midst of the sea. Why is Ezra having a vision of this person or people coming from the sea? Brother, this is why I did, and again, what's so funny about these guys? And what's so funny about these guys? These guys act like I need 2nd Ezra 13 to prove this. Everybody saw, and Quanah, I did this to Quanah, Jeremiah over 2 years ago. I did in my debate. With,
can I answer the question? Can I answer the question?
Hold on, sir. I answered this with Yehudium in our debate. I recently did. I went on Black Jesus Ministers page and had this discussion. These guys are pretending as if I have not proven Northern Kingdom entering the ocean.
Again, you guys see it, right? It says these guys are pretending. That's why I said, I called them out. Over 2.5 years ago with Quinath and JJ 7000, with all these elders, these people, blah blah blah, Black Jesus Minister, whatever the case may be, and these guys are pretending. That's what I keep telling y'all. I've already had these discussions with these elders. They already know I proved it. They already know that I already proved the Northern Kingdom entering the ocean with ships. There is no getting around it. It's in. I already showed you in Zechariah chapter 10. They entered the ocean with affliction. I already showed you that. Then I showed them in Psalms 107 in the discussion about, it specifically says how they entered the sea in ships and went to the desired haven, and how the waves were mounting up as high as mountains and crashing down, and they prayed to the Most High that he could, still. And what did he do? He held still those waves until they got to the desired haven. Stop it, bro. I already proved this stuff years ago, and you guys are pretending. It's like every time I get on a platform, these guys act like as if I haven't answered this stuff for years. Pretending as if you just want to ignore me, and pretending as if I haven't answered is not going to fix your problem. This is why I have it on recording, and I have to keep showing people, look, I'm recording, I'm showing you people that I've answered it. Stop it, man. Now watch. It's going to get bad, right? Because like I said, he's about to admit it right now. I'm about to catch him in his biggest lie right here. Oh, it was only one body of water. Let's go find out.
And the ocean, you're saying? I'm in Psalms 1.
Look what I'm doing to him right 5. It mentions the Euphrates. The Euphrates is what, people? Chopped off, and I'm going to start kicking it around like a soccer ball.
Cool, sir. But there's no ocean in Psalms 1.
Look what I'm doing to him right here, people. This is where he's going to get his head chopped off, and I'm going to start kicking it around like a soccer ball. He said this, right? I said, in verse 45, it mentions the Euphrates. The Euphrates is what, people? Singular. That's a single river, right? Watch what I do to him.
There's only one body of water mentioned in 2nd Ezra.
Everybody heard him right here. Everybody. There's only one body of water mentioned in 2nd Ezra.
One body of water mentioned in 2nd Ezra.
That's a single river, right? Watch what I do to him.
There's only one body of water mentioned in 2nd Ezra.
Everybody heard him right here. Everybody. There's only one body of water mentioned in 2nd Ezra.
Water mentioned in 2nd Ezra.
Everybody heard him right here. Everybody. There's only one
body of water mentioned in 2nd Esdras. I want everybody to remember that. Put it in your brain just for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Keep it there, because look what happens.
13, 40 through 15. That's the Euphrates.
No, but I'm showing to you, I'm proving to you that they weren't just fucking with the Euphrates, and this is where you're getting your head chopped off.
Really? Because I don't see that in 2nd Esdras 13, 40 through 50.
Watch this.
Again, I'm showing you multiple waters are being introduced.
Okay.
You're pointing out the streams, right?
I told him, hey, by you pointing out the streams in verse 47, it's proving that it's dealing with more than one body of water, people. And look at his face. He knows he done fucked up. He knows he fucked up. Watch, he's going to say it. Watch.
That is plural sense. Am I bugging out?
You heard that? I even mentioned it. Look, it's in the plural sense.
When you say stream,
you really are.
So
that's in a...
See, what I told him, when you say streams, and that's in the plural sense.
Plural sense. The Euphrates River are in a plural sense.
When you're done, let me know when I can go.
It's proving to you, sir.
When you're done, let me know when I can go.
You hear what I'm saying?
Okay.
Did everybody see what did I say he was going to do about when I'm answering? Keep talking. Keep yapping away. Keep yapping away. If he would have shut his Canaanite mouth up, he would have heard me say, you brought up that the Euphrates River, which is one river, then you go to verse 47 and talk about these streams, right? These streams. I'm proving to you that there was more than one body of water that we mess with. And matter of fact, we wind it and he even catches it and he even says, he looks at it. Watch, look, the body language says it all. Watch.
In 2nd Esdras 13, 40 through 50.
Again, I'm showing you multiple waters are being introduced.
Okay.
You see, you heard him? Okay. You know why? Because he knew he done messed up. He knew he messed up. And I'm telling him how he messed up. I'm actually telling him. You see what I'm saying?
But you pointing out.
And this is the main reason why people don't want to have conversations with me, because I'm so quick on my feet. Yavin thought he was going to get away with him making that statement and then me not be like, wait. No, you just brought out verse 47 where it talks about how these streams and these rivers are going to be dried up on your way back again. So again implies what, people? It happened the first time. So if it happened the first time and your first time is talking about them crossing the Euphrates, it had to be more than just the Euphrates. They had to do with multiple waters. He was done. And that's why people don't like to get on camera with me and have debates with me or discussions or biblical discussions with me, because this is what I do. I don't let shit slide. What's good, Ephraim? Shalom.
Hey, shalom, brother.
What's good?
Nothing again, sitting in your living room. Waiting to see if any backstabbers appear here in unloyal brotherhood.
What you mean?
That stuff that I showed you about the fake fake people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Come on, bro. You know, you what's his name? Yeshua and all of them. They don't want no smoke, bro. Like I said, bro. These people don't want no damn smoke.
Yeah, I'm ready to confront some of these cats in case they come over here with that fake smile and your show. Oh, Jose, I agree with you. Then over there, try to like get you to say something weird to try to like dirty your name or whatever.
I know. That's what I keep telling people, bro. I'm the most hated person in these back chats and these Hebrew movement. Like, they all hate my guts, bro. They probably pray on my downfall, probably do voodoo, try to make me sick or whatever the case may be. Me and my kids and all that stuff, bro. You know how it is, man.
Yeah. I believe you now, brother. I believe you. I was humble with some of these cats, and I didn't listen. It hit me right in the face as soon as I said, "No, but Jose, he's not an evil dude. He's just defending the scriptures and what he believes is true. You know what I mean? And he's showing it, brother. That's all I had to say. And I ended up being their enemy. They started calling me Edomite. Even the ones that don't believe in the Bible, they started saying that I'm not even indigenous anymore. They brought that what do you call that all African doctrine to their indigenous beliefs, brother, and a low key. I was like, I don't know, but then I hit him like, brother, like you low key hate your own people at the end of the day, bro. That's what the only reason you're running away from Jose's debates and everything. I try to, download as much as I could to show you, brother. But these guys are fake ass dudes, bro.
Yeah. Nothing you can do about it, It is what it is.
Yeah.
But what's good? What you been up to?
No, like I said, just sitting here, just waiting, brother. Because man, I was heated up when they kept on doing it, but I try to keep my calm. So I just left the chat, like you told me before. Just ignore them, and don't even pay attention to that. Don't entertain it. So I left, but I kept all the evidence, in case they try to, put out lies about you and about me or anybody else that was there. They're trying to catch you slipping. They're trying to say, but which they ain't gonna do that because you're not even being racist. So they stupid, man. They just, it's all about not trying to be the student and being more of the teacher type of thing. I think it is. Like just because you're above even the camps, brother, they're trying to knock you down. And instead of joining you and learning something from you, they just want to knock you down. That's why we can never get together as a people, bro. You got Canaanites worldwide, even Africans, actual Africans joining together and finding a way to defend each other. And then you got these guys that are trying to knock off their own people or their own brother just because he's doing better than anybody else. This makes no sense, brother. To me, that's freaking evil as hell.
True that. Joey Ray, he says that link I sent you, he would not even address my comment. What link, brother? Is he talking to you or me? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't see anything on my private chat. I'm trying to think.
That Joe Ray Jacket sounds like Daniel Jappis. To me, I don't know. I don't even know the guy.
Nah, man. I'm trying to remember, man. I'm trying to think if anybody sent me a link that he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. Joey, you could be a little bit more specific, brother. But yeah, I want to share a little video I shared before about vocab, and it's funny that I didn't notice this, but it's a big dagger to like Christian apologists, bro. That's what I was saying, bro. Like, and I would love a discussion with vocab one day and put him in his place because these guys are just not as intelligent as they come off to be, bro. They just really ain't. And there's no disrespect to them, but it is what it is. Right? Let me see. Okay, no, it's not that one. All right, because I remember I showed you guys last time with vocab Malone, right? Now, I want you brothers and sisters to pay attention. I want to see if you guys catch it. It's only a 7-minute video, I believe.
This is a key verse. What they do is say the way you identify an Israelite is by if they fulfill the curses described in Deuteronomy 28:68. But they use all of Deuteronomy 28. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 real quick and take a look at it. I want to show you a few things out of this chapter as I have Deuteronomy 28 open before me. First, what's not here? What's not here is any indication this is a verse you're supposed to use to ever determine who the children of Israel are when you don't know who they are anymore. That's not in here. Meaning the way that they use the verse is not evident from the verse or any part of the Bible itself. It's not for that. Secondly, the curse that you'll forget who you are, it's not in here. The very curse they say is the reality is not present in the list of curses given to Israel if she disobeys the covenant. That's important to understand. That deals with the presuppositional nature of the way they're using this verse, this chapter. Now, let me show you a few things. Call your attention to a few things. Maybe circle them in your Bible. Verse 27, it literally says the boils of Egypt. That shows you it's talking about real Egypt, real place. It's important. Keep that in your back pocket. Maybe just underline Egypt in chapter 28, verse 27. Then you also have verse 36. The Lord will bring you and your king, whom you set over to you to a nation that neither you nor your fathers have known. They believe this is fulfilled in the transatlantic slave trade. Who is the king? Was there one king of all the peoples on that? Who's the king? What do they say to this? Some say, if they believe in reincarnation, which some do, King David and those kings of Israel were there reincarnated. Some say that. But that's not what it's saying. Some say, well, here's this king you didn't know about. But even if they do that, he's not the king of all these different ethnicities. But this is a king that's been set over Israel, isn't it? Who's the king? Some say, well, every curse doesn't have to be fulfilled every time. That means they're saying it wasn't fulfilled in the transatlantic slave trade. That's an admission on their part. Verse 46, they shall be a sign and a wonder against you and your offspring forever. If these are always a sign for the offspring forever, then how would you ever not know who you are? Verse 52, they shall besiege you in all your towns until your high and fortified walls and what you trusted come down throughout all your land. This happened in the Bible, didn't? Assyria, Babylon, right? Your land. This means Israel. Because of this problem, some Hebrew Israelites claim, this is not a joke, and it's becoming an increasing position I'm seeing more, Jerusalem is actually in West Africa somewhere. Because there's a problem with this verse, because you see it's your land. It's not from another place. They shall besiege you in all your towns throughout all your land. Siege warfare wasn't a part of what happened. This is not the transatlantic slave trade mode of operation. Siege warfare? That's not how it went down. It's not a description of that. You keep on reading, verse 55 says the same thing. Then you go all the way down to verse 57. It's still talking about siege warfare in your towns. Now let's go to verse 60. Again, Egypt, the diseases of Egypt. Talking about Egypt for real, isn't it? Then you look at verse 62. You shall be left few in number. If you've got a 12-tribe chart, you've got Black Americans, Jamaicans, all the Native Americans, including all of South America. The 12-tribe chart goes down to the tip of South America, plus anyone that's Hispanic, wherever they may be. That's not few in number. The 12-tribe chart destroys this idea of few in number because it's a lot of people.
All right, I'm going to correct him. I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to correct him on that part first. But then we're going to get into his breakdown of Deuteronomy 28 and 68 about the slave ships, right? But let's find out what vocab's saying is biblical. Oh, you should be left few in number, but how are you guys left few in number? You guys are in the millions today and high numbers and blah, 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 blah. Well, when we went through the curses, we were brought down to low numbers. That's the whole point. Ephraim, were we brought down to low numbers?
Yes, we was, brother.
How many sources we have saying that we were brought down to low numbers?
A lot.
A lot. Many. Exactly. But let's go to scripture real quick, and let's find out what Israel is going to be like in the end times, right? We're going to bring out two scriptures. Let's go see it. We're going to be few in number. We're going to be this tiny little bit people. Freaking idiots, bro. This is why these guys don't want no smoke with me, bro. Either they're Christian apologists, bro. They don't want no smoke, bro. Hold on. Let me share scripture. Let's go into the book of Hosea first, right? Right? We're going to read verse 1 and 10, right? And it says this. I'll read verse 9. It says, Then said God, call his name Loamah, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. Hey, Ephraim, was this fulfilled yet?
Excuse me?
Did Judah and the children of Israel get gathered together yet?
Yes.
When did it happen?
Oh, you're talking about when did we ever got together?
Yeah, get back together. When did I'm gonna read it again? This is Hosea 1:11. It says, Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel should be gathered together. Did that happen already?
I believe so, sir.
No, it didn't. When? Okay, show me when did Judah and the children of Israel come back together as a nation?
Well, I thought that we was all together in parts of United States and Puerto Rico and stuff already, like mangled together through the slave trade. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, I'm learning. I'm reading.
It's not about being wrong. I don't want you to be wrong. It's all about learning. But at the same time, remember this. It says, the children of Judah and the children of Israel shall be gathered together and appoint themselves one head. Do we have a leader?
Oh no. Of course, now that you read that part, no, we don't. No, that never happened.
My fault. I should have read that part. Right? Appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. Right? So again, but it says that when it says yet the number of children of Israel, who's the children of Israel here? Is that the southern kingdom or northern kingdom?
The northern kingdom.
It says, yet the children of the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured or numbered. Now, didn't Vocab just say some nonsense about that? We should still be in low numbers.
Yeah, he did.
And he's gonna say some more dumb stuff. He could say, "Yo, look at the Jews today. The white man, right? They're in low numbers even to today. They're like the least of everybody." But again, Vocab, they don't fit scripture. They're supposed to be a number that you can't measure, nor be numbered. Damn. How don't you know that, Vocab? Okay, let's go to the New Testament. Y'all gonna learn something new today. We're gonna get into the Greek. Y'all gonna find out something new, you Christian apologists, right? Because y'all love to say this is talking about other nations, but it's definitely not. Right? The 144,000, right? Revelations 7:4. We all know the 12 gates, the 12 tribes, right? Let's read Revelations 7 and 9. Watch this. Shalom, Radio
Because
1.
a lot of people.
Shalom, Joey.
Yes, peace.
I'm gonna correct them. I'm gonna stop.
All right, okay. All right. Now check this out for the Christian apologists. And it says, and after this, behold, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues, stood before the throne.
Can you hear me, bro?
And before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Now, Ephraim, do you see where it says which no man can number? Now, again, according to Scripture, what people were said about that?
Salakia, brother, I'm hearing a lot of things in the background.
Hey, Joey and Radio, can you keep your mics on mute?
That's the whole point.
Yeah, I think it's Joey.
We put them to low numbers.
Yes, we will.
Okay. My fault. Yeah, Ephraim, like I said, in Revelations 9. Oh, it's not even big enough. Hold on, let me make it bigger. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It says, and lo, behold, hold on. All right, so Ephraim, in Revelations. Oh my man. Oh, hold on a second. All right, so this is my fault. Ephraim, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
My fault. Now we just read in the book of Hosea, right, that the northern kingdom is going to be a what? A number that can't be what?
Number that can be counted, something like that.
Exactly. Same thing we read right here in Revelation 7 and 9. It says, and lo, and after this, I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindred, right? And most Christians will be like, oh, that's talking about the other nations, because it's talking about all the nations and kindreds and people. Look, it's talking about even tongues, man, different languages, right? All right. Let's go to that word in the Greek where it says number of all nations and kindred. You can see the screen, everybody?
Gone.
This is, right, let's go hear it.
Strong's G 5443. Foulet. Foulet.
And let's go find out what it means. Under the KJV of Strong's, right, it means tribe or kindred. Under outline biblical usage, it says a tribe in the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. So is it talk about the other nations and speaking different tongues? And no, let's talk about the Israelites. A nation of people. Strongs, the Greek Strongs, right? Of an offshoot, race, a clan, kindred, tribe. Under the Thayer's Greek lexicon, look, a tribe in the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. Oh, it's all about learning. But at the same time, remember this. It says, remember, it says the children of Judah and your mic. So again, what did I prove, people? That vocab didn't know what the hell he's talking about these different nations, about oh, you guys will be brought down a few. Oh, but look at you guys now. You guys are just humping like rabbits and shit. Well, that's why. Revelation. Have you not read Revelation 7? Have you not read Hosea chapter 1? Stop it. Vocab. You're gonna get this work. All right, before we open up the panel, let me finish up the video because he's gonna make a point about Deuteronomy 28.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear us? Joey, you can hear us? Oh no, maybe something, a bad connection or something.
Yo, Vega.
You can hear me?
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear us? Just for you, right? So again, but it says that it says yet the number of children of Israel. Who's the children of Israel here? Is that the southern kingdom or? Hey Joey, hop off. I'm gonna drop the link again. Maybe it was maybe a bad link, bad connection. I'll drop the link again. Now, let me get back to the video real quick. So, vocab, you've been debunked, sir.
That's good.
Problems. And you shall be plucked off the land that you are entering to take possession of it. Where was that land? Israel. That's not where people were plucked off from. Now, there's a response to that, but I'll skip that for now because we got to get to verse 68 before we get out of here. Verse 68. And the Lord will bring you back in ships to Egypt. So you're going back to somewhere you were before. And we've already seen it's really talking about Egypt. You can't go back to a place you've never been. So this is talking about the new world. That doesn't make sense because it's going back to a place. So they'll say Egypt doesn't mean Egypt there. Egypt actually means bondage. But we've seen from the context of the verse, it really means Egypt because you're going back to that place. This is an undoing of the Exodus. Back in ships to Egypt, a journey that I promised that you should never make again. They didn't make a journey to America. So what's the journey they're making again? Back to Egypt. And there you shall offer yourselves for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but there will be no buyer. This is the ESV rendering. You will be in such a poor, destitute state, you'll offer yourselves for sale. That's why part of the curse is no one will even buy your services. That makes sense, doesn't it? If you want to be an indentured servant, someone's saying, not even. What else do you have left? If this is saying you'll be sold into slavery, wouldn't you be glad if there's no buyer? How's that part of the curse? So they interpret it as you'll be sold into slavery because the KJV gives them some leeway in the grammar. But how's it a curse that no one will buy you? They say that means no one will free you from your bondage. But it's buy, sell. It's not redemption narrative. So you've got literal ships going to a non-literal Egypt in literal bondage with a non-literal rescue, basically. They make mincemeat of the verse. And that's one reason I recommended Eric Mason's chapter on Hebrew Israelism. He gets into this and even shows in regards to some of the Hebrew grammar, it's important. We don't have time to do it all here, but there's an important word there, makar, which is the word offer, because you have to contextualize this to translate it, because the words you shall offer yourselves for sale are not in the text. You have to see what does it mean by makar. And here's the thing. We have other places where that same word, makar, does mean to sell yourself. And that's what it's saying. But if they want to make it literal, it's happened. Because what they'll say is, when did Israel ever go back into Egypt? During the days of Jeremiah. How do you know? Go to the end of Jeremiah. It says, don't go back into Egypt like the rest of the Israelites. That means Israelites are going into Egypt. Number one. Number two, 3rd Maccabees. Not canonical, but there's some historical elements in him. When were the Israelites ever put into slavery in Egypt? 3rd Maccabees. This is circa 217 BC. Can I read 3rd Maccabees to you? For in
Now, real quick. Now, the reason why I'm showing you, brothers and sisters, this video is because you're going to see him basically contradict himself. Anybody could do this reading for themselves when you read the 3rd book of Maccabees. Because again, vocab got this argument for me. But the difference is that I take Deuteronomy 28 for what it actually says. All right, as them being taken as slaves and being sold as slaves, right? But that nobody would buy them once they get there. Because again, that's exactly what Maccabees chapter 3 talks about. How the Israelites, the Egyptians took the Israelites into slave ships, right? Brought them back to Egypt, but that when it was time for them to be sold, that many of them, like majority of them, escaped to the point where the Pharaoh thought that his own generals were conspiring against him, right? By doing so, right? That was the whole point. But if you notice Vocab's argument, oh, no, you should offer yourselves. Oh, the thing with these people try to make it seem like that doesn't even make sense, even with the chapter, because the chapter is about a land invasion, people taking over your shit, mad killings, mad disease, ships being brought. Now all of a sudden it's talking about, oh yeah, we're going to offer our services to you. Oh, can we offer ourselves to you? Does that make sense? No. The whole damn chapter is about destruction, disease, plagues, death. Stop it, yo. That's a horrible, horrible breakdown. But the thing is that vocab basically, like I said, contradicted himself. Everybody just heard him say, "Oh, that's what it means when you break it down to Hebrew and everything like that." It just means to offer themselves. But now he's going to read third book of Maccabees. Vocab, show me where it says that they offered themselves as slaves. Let's find out. We're going to let him read the third book of Maccabees. We're going to allow him to read it, and let's go find out. Does it say anything about offering themselves as slaves, or were they taken as slaves and put into the bottom of slave ships with shackles around their necks and stuff like that, like it actually says?
Such manner, with harshness and pitiless heart, were they sent away with one accord by the generals in the cities, that at their sight of their unusual sufferings, even some of their enemies with common pity before their eyes, remembering the uncertain issue of life, wept at their hapless departure. For there was carried away a multitude of old men, covered with their wealth of gray hairs, forcing to a swift journey, with feet bent and sluggish from old age, under the violence of their rough driving, which knew no shame. Describing what happened to the Jews under a certain Greek ruler, specifically a man named Ptolemy IV Philopator. Third Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 7. And as prisoners exposed to public gaze, they were dragged along with violence until they were embarked on board in ships. I'm adding the in ships. It doesn't say that, but I'm saying, understand, on board is saying they're in ships. Verse 8. And their consorts with ropes on their necks instead of garlands, in the flower of their youthful age, spent the remainder of the days of their marriage feast in dirges instead of mirth and youthful ease, seeing the grave already yawning at their feet. And they were brought on board, driven like wild beasts under the constraint of iron bonds. Some were fastened by the neck to the benches of the ships. Others had their feet secured in the strongest fetters. And further, they were shut off from the light by the thick planks above, that in entire darkness they might be treated as traitors throughout the whole voyage. But you may say, yeah, but what about Egypt? Verse 11. When they had been brought to the place called Shedia, and the voyage was completed as determined by the king, he ordered them to be imprisoned in the hippodrome that was before the city, a place of immense circuit and very suitable for making them a gazing stock to all who entered the city, and to those of the inhabitants who went into the country to sojourn, so they might neither communicate with his army, blah, blah, blah. Where's Shedia? It's a town of Lower Egypt near Alexandria. Verse 14, and he commanded that the whole race should be registered by name, not for the wearisome service of labor, which was briefly described before. So it's saying this is for a different purpose, but they just were in service. They were just laboring. Do you see that? But that they should be tortured with the torments to which he had sentenced them. Verse 17, but after the aforesaid space of time, the scribes reported to the king that they were no longer able to continue the registration of the Jews on account of the incalculable number. Although the greater number of them were still in the country, some still remaining in their homes and others on their journey, it was impossible for all the generals in Egypt. Now, the point is, you don't need a leapfrog to the transatlantic slave trade to try to fulfill Deuteronomy 28. It's happened in Jewish history.
Walking contradiction. But anybody, hey, Radio 1, Ephraim, did you guys hear anything about them offering themselves as slaves in the passage you just read in the third book of Maccabees?
No, I didn't.
All right, there you go. But that was his whole stance.
Oh, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. These Christian apologists don't want none of that smoke either, man. What's good? All right, we go.
Yes. Peace, brother. Peace. This Radio 1. The realest Hamite, the realest Hamite on YouTube. Yeah, peace, Ephraim. Peace, Joey, Ray. Yes. Man, I was listening to your presentation, man, and I was watching the video with you and Yavin, man, and I gotta say, man, that these guys, man, they are so damn deceitful and slick. I mean, and they are lying to our people, and they're hiding our history. I was wondering if I can share my screen right quick, Jose.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Shalom, Jose. You from?
Shalom. You can hear us now?
I can barely hear.
You can barely hear?
Yeah, I don't know if it's my end or what.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you see that?
Nah, not really. Make it
I
a little.
can.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can see it. I can't read it though.
Okay. I'm gonna blow it up. Is that big enough? Okay. You see that?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this is what I was talking about with EMAC the other day. Okay, and this is from the Roman historian who lived in the 1st century AD, Pliny the Elder. Okay, and I noticed the Hebrews or the Black Hebrew Israelites, you know, being as deceitful they are and being as slick they are, they never entertain who our true ancestors were. And I know why they do this, because they never entertain who our true ancestors were. Yeah, I'm here. And I'm hearing the echo. I'm hearing the echo. Yeah, I'm hearing the echo. And I am probably the only one who entertained this on YouTube. You know, and this is from Pliny the Elder. And I'm going to read it right quick. Okay, this is Pliny the Elder, the Natural History. Okay, this is the 1st century AD. Okay, and they do not entertain this. I'm going to explain why after I read it, but it says this in quote: Pliny the Elder, Natural History, Chapter 8. Book 5, Chapter 8, countries on the other side of Africa. And it says in quote: after we passed through the interior of Africa in a southerly direction beyond the Gutili, after having traversed the intervening deserts, we shall find first the Libya Egyptians, and then the country where the Leuco-Ethiops dwell, or the Leuco-Ethiopians, or light-skinned Ethiopians dwell. Beyond these are the Negrite, nations of Ethiopia, so called from the river Negris, which has been previously mentioned. The Gimnites, surnamed Farusi, and on the very margin of the ocean, the Parosi, whom we have already spoken of as lying on the boundaries of Mauritania. After passing all these people, there are vast deserts towards the east until we come to the Garamantes. Okay, now, this is from Pliny. Okay, 1st century AD. Okay, and it's saying, okay, that the people south of Africa. Now, these people called the Gatilians. These were the people who dwell in the interior parts of the land of the Moors. And I'm going to show a map here. Okay, this is a map from Strabo, and from his book 17, chapter 3. This is a map showing the tribes who were living in West Africa during this time. Okay, you have the Numidians in the north, the Marusians or the Moors in the near the Pillars of Hercules near Spain, and you have the Gatilians in the interior, or in the interior desert or south of the desert, and you have the Garamantes, and you have these people, the Negrite. Negrite is where the word Negro derives from. In Pliny, he mentions the river Negris. The river Negris is the old word for the river Niger. And these people, the Farusi, okay, these were Southerners. Now, that is an Egyptian word for Southerner, okay? Because like I said before, these people came from Egypt. They were descendants of the Egyptians and the Canaanites. And Strabo also mentions a settlement of Canaanite Phoenicians from Tyre dwelling on the Atlantic coast. Okay, these are the people of West Africa, in the 1st century BCE, in the 1st century AD. And you notice when I read Pliny the Elder, he said, after passing through the desert, okay, I'm going to go back to that. After passing through the desert, okay, if we pass through the interior of Africa in a southerly direction beyond the Gutili, after having traversed the intervening deserts, we shall find first the Libya Egyptians. Okay, this is talking about south of Morocco, or in Mauritania, modern day Mauritania, in the Sahel region in West Africa. Okay, that is where these Libya Egyptians dwell. They dwelt near the Negrite, the Pharusians. Okay, these are the people of West Africa in the 1st century AD, in the 1st century BCE. This is what they don't tell you. Okay, this is West Africa. Okay, now, and I'm not going to play the con game of North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, we're dealing with West Africa and East Africa. East Africa, Egypt, Sudan, Phoenicia, all the area. West Africa, the land of the Moors, the Numidians, from north to south. The Moors in the north, the Numidians, the Carthaginians in the north, the Western Ethiopians in the south. Okay, that is West Africa. That is what we call ancient West Africa. You have the Moors in the north, and the people in the south, and the people in the desert in the interior, known as the Garamantes and the Gutilians. These are the people of West Africa 2,000 years ago, and this is what they don't tell you. And and I'm just showing this to show you, okay? And this is derived from the Greek text, okay? This is derived from the Roman and Greek text. This is not in English, and I'm showing you this to debunk the lie that West Africa was not mentioned. I'm introducing you to West Africa 2,000 years ago, and I can go beyond this, but I'm going to keep it here. I can go far beyond that, but this is what these are: the descendants of Mizraim, the descendants of Foot, okay, that went west. These are those people. These are the true ancestors of African Americans. This is who these people are. And these Negroes, they do not entertain this because they want to hide the truth from our people. And I'm gonna stop sharing, but I wanted to show you guys that, because that is what I entertain on my channel. Okay, I'll show you who the people of West Africa were, and I can go beyond that. That is in English, okay, and I can also show you what it says in Latin and some other things about what happened. I can show you a migration from north to south of the Moors, okay, of the Moors being kicked out, being almost extinct, and driven off their land in North Africa, and migrating south to the land of the Western Ethiopians, which was Senegal, Guinea, that area, okay, near the Niger River. I can show you a migration of that, okay, but that is what I wanted to show you. This is 1st century AD, 2,000 years ago. These guys do not entertain this, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because first of all, it does not mention Jews or Israelites in West Africa. Now, if that passage from Pliny had mentioned Judeans and Jews or Israelites in West Africa, the black Hebrew Israelites will be entertaining that every day, all day. They will be all over that. But because it don't, they ignore it or try to act like they don't know it, or maybe they don't know it at all. But I believe some of them do know it, but they're just dishonest and they're lying to our people. And that is the fact. And also, they do this on purpose, okay? Because it goes against their Hebrew Israelite lie, okay? It goes against the lie that they're living, and the reason why they don't entertain this is because they do not want our people to know who they really are. They want our people to keep on believing this lie that they are the Hebrew Israelites. Because if our people find this out, they find out the truth, then they can say, well, man, this is saying who we really are. And it's not saying we the Hebrew Israelites. So, I gotta, we gotta give this lie. But the Hebrew Israelites are slick. They never entertain it. And I noticed when I was on a debate with Sister Naftali channel, I was showing this, and they were getting very uncomfortable, okay, because they do not want our people to know the truth. And notice they will entertain everything else that is said in these records, like the people mentioned in Pliny, Strabo. They will accept that, the Egyptians, Strabo mentions the Egyptians, Pliny mentions the Egyptians, okay, they mentions the Ethiopians south of Egypt, but they will never accept who the people of West Africa are. They will never accept when Pliny and Strabo mentions the people of West Africa. Why? Because they want our people to keep on believing this lie that they are the black Hebrew Israelites. It contradicts their lie. That's why they don't entertain it, and they don't want our people to believe it. It contradicts their lie. And I can go beyond this to show you who these people really are. Okay, but I'm showing you that just to show you that, yes, we were mentioned in history 2,000 years ago. And also, and this may work out in you guys' favor, okay? Because when I am a history freak, okay? And I study this stuff all day, every day. I know everything. I know all Strabo, all of that, the geography, all of that. And the Jews or the Israelites are mentioned by Strabo, but they're only mentioned as being located in Judea. They're not located anywhere else. When we look at the geography and the people of Babylon, no mention of Jews. Persia, no mention of Jews. Even Egypt, no mention of Jews. And it's as if they didn't exist in these areas, But when you look at the people of West Africa, you see Southern Libyans, South Libyans, Ethiopians, Phoenician Canaanites. That's who the people of West Africa were. And they're hiding this truth from our people. They're not entertaining it. And it is wrong. It is dead wrong. These guys are to be ashamed of themselves, man. They are pitiful. They are pathetic. They're lying to our people. But I'm showing you this. And I've been showing this for a long time, and I'm going to show some more because we're going to get more in depth into who our true ancestors are. Okay? Nobody entertained this. Not even the HOK. They don't entertain this. They're hiding this truth from our people. Because it's like everybody wants to be in cahoots or in alliance with this black Hebrew Israelite lie. Okay? Even the Kemetic community. They don't entertain this. They don't even claim Kemet because they don't accept it. Okay? If you're going to say that you claim Kemet, but you're not a descendant of the ancient Egyptians, then that let me know that you don't know about history. You don't know much about your ancestors. But this is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to show that, just show you that these people living in West Africa, South, these are your descendants of Ham, Phut, Mizraim, and Canaan that's mentioned in the Bible. These are those people. These are our ancestors. Okay, those titles. Like the tribe called the Farusti. That's an Egyptian word for southerner. Okay, same sounds similar to Pathros in the south of Egypt. Pathros. The word is Resi or Rosi. These are Egyptians in West Africa. This is West Africa. Those are Egyptian titles. And as I was trying to tell Emac the other day, and I hope he just did his research to show that I am right when I say Amen and Zeus is the same God, but I hope he did his research on this as well. But this is from the old Latin language and the old Greek language. Okay? This is a translation of that. I'm not just speaking on the English, history that's derived from the English. No, that's late. You guys talking this nonsense, and you don't even knowing you speak late history. Sources are pseudo, But you sit up here calling us pseudo for telling real history, speaking the truth. If you want to say pseudo history is not the real thing, then we have to rearrange that and say, well, maybe pseudo history is the real history, and your real history is actually the pseudo history. You know, because this is from the ancient records. These guys, they're trying to come against what the ancient records say so they can push this lie that was given to them recently. And it's wrong. Okay? And this is just from Pliny and from the ancient Greek records, you know, but I can go beyond that. I can go to the Meta-Netter and show the connection that it has with these people mentioned by Pliny and Strabo. But yes, this is who we are. If you go on their platforms, they will entertain the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Sudanese, living in the 1st century BCE, 1st century AD. These are the Egyptians, but they will always ignore who the people of West Africa were in 1st century BCE and 1st century CE. And they do it on purpose. These guys are the worst of the worst. They're liars. They're deceitful. They are the lowest of low scum. And they're lying to our people. But yeah, I just wanted to show that. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to stay on that long. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out, you know. And so far as second Esdras, you know, and that's another reason. That's another reason why these guys ignore the history of West Africa 2,000 years ago, because they want to say that, well, according to second Esdras, it says where no man ever dwelt, or they will come to a land where man never dwelt. And then they will say, well, yeah, well, no man ever dwelt in West Africa, because I was supposed to have a debate with Ron Dalton on this. Ron Dalton or Ronald Dalton.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
You want to know how to beat them with that logic they're talking about?
What's that?
In second Esdras 13, right? Because you talk about you're gonna dog, right? Like I said, man, I already heard this argument and it's trash. I'm gonna show you how. Hold on.
Yes, because he tried to use the argument that no people dwelt in West Africa, so the Israelites were there. And I'll tell him no, there were people there. They were called Ethiopians.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you how to beat that logic.
Daddy. You look like daddy.
Because according to second Esdras 13, it says this, right? This is why I remember you said you were just seeing the video with Yavin, right?
Yeah.
And I proved to him how there's not just talking about one body of water, how it's talking about multiple bodies of water, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now watch this. It says this. It says, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely 1.5 years, and the same region is called Arzareth. Then dwelt there until the latter time. And now, when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through, therefore, so that the multitude of peace. So it says, right? Again, right? Meaning it had to happen the first time, right?
Yeah.
So think about this. Say this finger right here is Assyria, right? This is Assyria.
Mm-hmm.
This right here is the Euphrates, right?
Yeah.
Israel's on this side now, right? So they had to cross the Euphrates, right? According to them, right?
Yeah.
Pass Israel and entered into West Africa, correct?
Yeah.
So it says that in verse 47 that the Most High is going to hold still those streams again so they can return. So what does that mean? That means they will leave, according to them, they're going to leave West Africa, through Africa, past Israel, through the Euphrates again, into Asia. According to them, according to them, this is future prophecy of them returning again, meaning they're going to Asia.
That's a cut right there. That's beautiful.
Oh man.
It helps him also to take
That's
that
what I'm saying. That's
information.
what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
teach the brother.
that's
Like, yo, that's how you defeat their argument. Because right there it tells you
man.
again, meaning so the first time they went through the Euphrates to go to this argument place, right? That he's gonna hold the streams again so they can return back the way they came, right? So he's gonna dry up supposedly the Euphrates, so they're gonna cross it again. So according to them, they're going into Asia. Stop it, bro. That's such a trash, that is such a trash doctrine, bro.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
You know what is sad about all that? Since the so-called Hebrew Israelite movement, the fake Jews that I call them now, brother. Before, when I came over here to America, brother, it was a beautiful African culture. Almost all African Americans was talking about how they wanted to live in Africa again. When I was a boy. And all of a sudden, when this movement came out, that all started to disappear. They erasing themselves, and they're sad, bro, because Africa, you got beautiful spots over there too, bro. And it's a shame that a lot of these brothers don't accept who they are, bro. Like they don't accept that what is their root. So to me, that was weird. That all of a sudden they said, they started to claim these things.
Yeah, it's sad, man. That's why, they always say that the white man is trying to steal history and the white man is lied to us. And I'm like, well, what did they lie about? Because what you're talking about didn't exist back then. So how could they lie about something that didn't exist?
Right.
And when they lied about us, they were lying about who our Hamite ancestors were, because that is what exists back then. That is what we were known as back then. So you can't say that they lied about something that didn't exist, because this Hebrew Israelite, this Black Americans or African Americans being the Hebrew Israelite claim didn't come along until the 18 or 1900s, very recently.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, so they couldn't have been lying about that because it didn't exist.
Right.
And yeah, man, and and I was just showing that to show our people that these guys, man, they're slick, man, and like and they always accuse the white man of or forged history, or faking history, and coming up with claims that goes against history and doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing that they're accusing the white man of doing. They're going against history. They're ignoring history and coming up with their own fake history, when the real history is right there in your face. So if you're saying that the white man is doing it, well, we're going to hold you responsible for doing it too. You're in the same boat. You're in the same boat as the racist white man that you claim that's lying, faking history. You're doing the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, and it makes no sense. And it's like, they have to lie about the book in order to try and prove they are the people of the book, and that is wrong. And it's like they don't want to hear anything else. And that's why we're coming so hard on them, man, because it's like you have to beat them down with this truth, because they don't want to hear it. They want you to tell them that they are the Hebrew Israelite. And I'm saying, no, I can't tell you that, because if I do, I'm lying. And it gets so mad when you don't tell them that. When you try to tell them the truth, they get mad. And when they get into a debate, that's why they've been getting beat up all the time. I seen like my main man, Chris Harris, he destroyed Zion Lex, because Zion Lex made an idiot out of himself, and he didn't even stick to his own Bible. He just stuck to lying. And that's why these guys they can't teach history. Can't teach history. They can't teach the Bible because they're going to lie about it. They're going to tell every lie they can in order to fit that they are the Hebrew Israelite narrative in there. And they always screw up when they do that. You know, and that's why they always getting beat up. That's why they always losing, because these guys cannot tell the truth. They're not fit to teach the Bible. They're not fit to teach history. So what you can speak Hebrew. You're gonna lie about that too. You know, you lie about what the English says. Of course, you're gonna lie about what the Hebrew says and what the Greek says. You know, because that's what they do. They lie, and they do the Bible and they do history a dishonor. And it's sad, man. But yeah, you know, and I just wanted to show that, you know, and I'm gonna be releasing you know, more information on my channel because I'm getting deep off into this, and I'm telling people, you know, if they want to know the real deal, you know, just come to my channel, you know, yeah, because these guys are lying. You know, I mean, they're in denial. They're in denial of who their true ancestors are, and it's holding us back. It is holding us back, and the world is laughing at us. You know, because I refuse to live a lie. I'm not going to live a lie. If you're going to say you believe in these historical records in the Bible, believe in it. Okay, tell the truth about it. Okay, or if not, just leave it alone and just say you don't believe in it. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump out and come back. I can't hear shit.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, I just wanted to show that. Yeah, I'm about to get off right now, but yeah, these guys are deceitful, man. You know, and we're doing our job just by entertaining it and throwing it in their face, because they hate it when we throw it in their face. They hate it when we entertain it, and it's sad, man. This is cult-like behavior. You know, I mean, this group, the Black Hebrew Israelites, got nothing to do with truth and righteousness. It is a pseudo cult that is in a nation that is built on lies and deceit. And you know, but yeah, I just wanted to add that in. You know, if you guys want to know, you know, the true history about and the true ancestors of African Americans, come check me out, Radio 1, my other channel, Pharaoh Mitzrahim. You know, I'm going to be you know, getting back active soon, and I'm going to get the truth out to our people. You know, because it's time, man. It's time. This lie has been going on for too long. You know, and these guys, man, they got their numbers up. They're comfortable in their lie, and I'm saying they need to give it up. You know,
brother, I didn't want to cut you. I wanted to bring something up. If Jose wanted to, Jose, give me the about what you're saying about that dynasty you're talking about. It's a small clip or a small video about what you're saying.
Is it, you said you're gonna share it?
Yeah, I'm gonna share it. I mean, if you can share it, it's better because you could whop it in the big screen or whatever.
Okay.
Are you gonna put it in Messenger? Sending me a messenger?
Oh damn! If I do that, I'm gonna end up. It's gonna end up cutting me off. Just put
Is it in the back chat? The private chat?
No. I'm gonna give you the link verbally, and you just put it in your own computer.
Oh, on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I did before. Remember with the Native Indian information. It's called the Black Pharaohs, the Kingdoms of Kush, the Great Civilization of the Past.
Yeah. I believe I seen that documentary before. Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing that people don't realize about the Black Pharaohs either. And is what I was trying to explain to EMAC. You know, that they have a huge amount of Egyptian ancestry. Now you had the Kushites in Kerma. Okay, Kerma was at war with the 18th dynasty. The 25th dynasty were not the descendants of Kerma. The 25th dynasty were descendants of the 18th dynasty. The 18th dynasty that came into Egypt. And that is another lie that's being pushed. Because the reason why they don't want us to know this is because they will find out that we are Egyptians, because they will find out that we are related to the Ethiopians of the 25th dynasty, and that will trace us back to our Egyptian ancestry and lineage. See, but they want to say these people were Cushites, but the true Cushites were the people, the Cushites of Kerma. The 25th dynasty were not descendants of Kerma. The 25th dynasty were descendants of the governors of Cush, who were sent by, or the sons of Cush, who were sent by Thutmose III. Those were their true ancestors. That's why all their tombs and all their writings are Egyptian. There's no such thing as Cushite writings. Their writings are Egyptian. And I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, I got a few minutes though.
Go ahead, brother Holmes. Is the first one, I believe it is, but the second one too, and there's gonna be a few. It shows you how they migrated into West Africa.
The kingdom of Cush, the great civilization of the past.
Yeah, beloved.
Yeah, I saw that documentary. And they but the guys who teach on that, they're very deceitful about that.
Why me? Why me?
I hope this shit don't take down my channel, man. Playing this crap.
Yeah, you really don't have to play it. I mean,
history, and despite facing many difficulties,
managed to maintain
sovereignty over almost the entire Nile River Valley.
Like, what do you want to bring out about this?
Has always been a gigantic continent.
No, it's to point out how they a little clip, because like the brother said, there is some parts that they go exaggerating. You know how the white man is, but there is gonna show some part where they migrated into West and into Africa and to these regions that the brother just mentioned.
And courage
okay.
Even the powerful Egyptians. The Nubians were an African people who lived in the Nubia region in today's Sudan. The Nubian people have been living in that region for a long time.
See the Sidon,
the
so-called Canaanites
along the River Nile. During much of their history, the Nubians did not develop any writing. Much of what we know about them is in the records left by the Egyptians. The Nubia was a region rich in gold veins, semi-precious stones, ebony wood, incense, and ivory. This wide range of resources encouraged the Egyptians to invade that region in search of extremely useful raw materials. The Nubians resisted the Egyptian invasions as much as possible, but they were militarily inferior and were progressively pushed south. Due to the various periods of instability in Egypt, the Nubians were able to organize more effective defenses. During periods of peace, Nubians and Egyptians traded and shared different forms of knowledge. During the reign of Pharaoh Thutmose I, the Nubians were part of the Egyptian Empire, but that dominion quickly collapsed, and the Nubians established a unified kingdom, with Napata as its capital. The Nubians thus founded the Kingdom of Cush, which would become a respected African power. The term Kushite Kingdom comes from the Egyptians, who called the Nubian Cush. The founder of this new kingdom was a tribal leader named Yahrah, who became king of all the Nubians. With the Kushite kingdom established, the next step was to ensure its defense and economy. For this, Yahrah's successors reigned successfully, strengthening the kingdom and expanding their domains. The Kushites began to trade with Egypt through the Nile. They also established contacts with the Arab kingdoms such as Nabatea and Sheba. The riches of the Kushites were extremely popular. Their leaders, priests, and even farm animals, like horses, were always embellished with pieces of gold and rubies. Over time, and due to the periods of instability in Egypt, the Kushites started to conquer Egyptian cities, including the city of Thebes. At the height of their power, under the command of King Paye, Egypt was fully conquered by the Kushites. King Paye declared himself the champion at the command of the god Amon. He joined his army, warred for over a year against several Egyptians, defeating everyone in his path. The phase of the Kushite and Egyptian history took place during the third intermediate period of ancient Egypt, which began around the year 1070 BC. It is a period also historically known as the Nubian dynasty. The coexistence between Egyptians and Nubians originated marriages between the nobility of the two kingdoms. Both cultures influenced each other in religious and social matters. After consolidating the dominion in Egypt, King Paye returned to the city of Napata, capital of the Kushite kingdom, leaving his brother and successor to rule Egypt and its cities. Egypt remained under Kushite rule until 656 BC, and only weakened due to the Assyrian invasions, which conquered almost all of Egypt, causing turbulent pharaohs' lands. The Assyrians were fearsome warriors, much superior militarily. They already used iron weapons and armor, besides siege weapons and a well-trained cavalry. The Kushite rulers had to retreat to Napata. Sometime later, they founded the city of Meroe further south. Meroe became the new capital of the Kushite kingdom. The Kushite rulers adopted the Egyptian custom of erecting pyramids, being buried in those built in the city. During this period, the Kushites began to develop their writing, the Meroitic script. The Greek historian Diodorus Siculus claimed that the Kushite kings reigned until they received an order from the priests of the Golden Temple. When this happened, they committed suicide and passed the power to the next sovereign. This strange custom lasted until the reign of the leader Ergomenes, different from most of his compatriots. He was an educated man, having studied with Greek teachers and learned philosophy. When Ergomenes was ordered to commit suicide, he was furious. He sent his soldiers to the temple to kill the priests, putting an end to this custom. Women also had important roles in Kushite society, having an active voice in everyday matters. For several times, Kushite queens reigned without the interference of male companions. There are even reports of Kushite women who fought in battles and commanded troops. The king's mother was given the title of Candace, which means Queen Mother. She was the king and queen's advisor. On some occasions, she participated in political negotiations and could even take full command. One of these powerful women, and perhaps the bravest of her people, was Amani Shaketo, who reigned in Kush when Rome had already conquered Egypt after the defeat of Mark Antony and Cleopatra. Rome demanded that the kingdom of Kush pay tribute to the Republic. Amani Shaketo did not accept this demand and considered it an offense, declaring war against Rome. Her soldiers advanced to pillage Egyptian cities under Roman rule. In 24 BC, the Kushites sacked the cities of Aswan, Philae, and Elephantine. They returned to Kush with prisoners, valuable objects, and Roman statues. Even the head of the statue of the Roman Emperor Augustus was taken by Amani Shaketo, in a gesture of contempt against the enemy. Upon learning this, Augustus sent Roman general Petronius and his soldiers to punish the Kushites. There are few details about the battle, but Petronius may have said that the Kushites had more than 30,000 warriors and were fighting with frightening fury. Amani Shaketo was described as a corpulent and rough woman. She led her troops and became blind in one eye and being wounded by a Roman. After more than 3 years of fighting, the Romans finally proposed a peace agreement. In the year 20 BC, Romans and Kushites signed the peace treaty. The Roman emperor recognized the kingdom of Kush as an independent power without being obliged to pay taxes to Rome. The kingdom of Kush lasted until AD 350, but due to a lack of resources and trade, the kingdom was very weakened and dispersed. The once rich and proud Kushite kingdom ended up dominated by the Aksum Empire, which expanded its borders from the region of Ethiopia. The Kushites were an incredible people with brave warriors, skilled craftsmen, and wise merchants. Their history shows us the strength and perseverance of the African people, capable of repelling even the powerful Roman Empire.
Yeah. Yeah, but I saw that. Yeah, Jose, you shouldn't have to worry about your video getting sucked down because they have that fair use thing. Now I noticed on that video it mentioned that the Kushites adopted Egyptian customs and Egyptian right. That is a lie. Okay, they were not Kushites who adopted Egyptian customs. They were descendants of Egyptians. Because that's what people have to understand, because the 18th dynasty, they penetrated that area, and they established governors known as the king's sons of Kush.
So let me ask you: you're saying that when it says that the Nubians went into Egypt, you're saying that you don't believe that?
But when they conquered Egypt,
yeah.
I'm saying no. What I'm saying is the 25th dynasty are the descendants of the Egyptians who came into Cush. Yeah, the Egyptian conquest of Cush was before the Cush conquest of Egypt. Yeah, and I'm
So
talking about.
so what would you say the so-called African American is though? The Egyptian or the Cushite at that point?
Yes, I would say that we are mostly Egyptian because it was the Egyptians who were moving at this time. You know, and that's the records. The records are all Egyptian. Like when it says that like when it mentions Cush, Ethiopia, even says it on the video that Cush was the word found in the Egyptian hieroglyphics. That is what the Egyptians call those people. And the Egyptians came and settled in those lands. And they also did the same thing in West Africa because Ethiopia, when we deal with Ethiopia is after Cush. And that is and Ethiopia is at a time period when the Egyptians were already settled in those lands for over 1,000 years. I mean, for I would say for hundreds or almost 1,000 years, and they were already settled in those lands, and that's when we hear about Ethiopians. But yeah, but the 25th dynasty kings, they had Egyptian blood running through their veins. You know, they had the same ancestral ties to the kings like Tutmosis III. That's why they were so welcome and so liked by the Egyptians when they invaded Egypt, when they came into Egypt, because they were connected to Egypt by kinship. Okay, they were connected to Egypt by kinship because Tutmosis, Amenhotep III, the 18th dynasty, even Ramesses II, they established Egyptian colonies and settlements all up in Cush. And these Egyptian colonies that mixed with the Cushites were the true ancestors of the kings of the 25th dynasty.
So let me ask you this. So who would you say are the Cushites then? Like, what nation of people would they be today?
Yeah, I would say that the ones in northern Sudan, they mixed in with the Egyptians, and they pretty much became Egyptian. I mean, you know, and I would say that even Punt, you know, the people of Punt or Punt on the Horn of Africa, you know, they also had ties to the ancient Egyptians as well. I would say like the Cushites today are probably the people to the far south of the Nile River. You're like the Oromo, the peoples of the Omo Valley, the people known as the Hamar, the Mursi tribes, you know, those people in southern Ethiopia, this is south of the Nile. This is not along the Nile. And these people, they show a striking resemblance to the Cushites on the tombs. The people all the way in South Ethiopia, and also the people of South Sudan, such as the Dinka, the Nuer. They are a split image of the Nubians and the Cushites on the Egyptian tombs, all the way south.
I was just going to ask you who the Sudanians were.
Yes, I would say that those are the descendants of the Cushites, because but the people to the north of Sudan in that area, you know, they're mostly Egyptian mixed with some Cushite. But yeah, that's where the Egyptians settled it. But the people to the far south, the Sudanese, the Dinka, those people are pure Cushites. Those are the people you see on the tombs. The Omo Valley of southern Ethiopia. That's not on the Nile. That's south of the Nile. The Oromo, that's south of the Nile. These people are the pure Cushites. And I would say when the Egyptians conquered Cush and drove some of the Cushites out, a lot of them went in that area. You know, and what I'm saying is, when West Africa come into play, West Africa, we're dealing with the Western Ethiopians, you know, who are twin nations of the Eastern Ethiopians. because you have these Israelites and these Negroes who want to be Asiatic. They like to try to place Ethiopia in Asia, but that's not true, because when the Greeks speak of Ethiopia, which is Homer, he mentions two Ethiopias on two ends of one continent. Because if you're trying to say that Eastern Ethiopia is in Asia and Western Ethiopia is in Africa, that makes no sense, because Eastern Ethiopia is east of Asia, in the Nile Valley area in Africa, that's also east of Africa.
Who says that though? Like when you say that, they will say that it's in we said West Asia, right?
Yeah. I know. Like the guy Afro-Asiatic, he says that. Yeah. I heard some other Hebrew Israelites say that. And some of the Moors say that. You know, they like to say that it was in India or Arabia somewhere.
Okay, I'll show you. I'll teach you another thing to debunk that scripturally for anybody like you just said, any Bible believer that believes that want to say that Ethiopia was in Asia. You bring them to the book of Jubilees chapter 8. In Jubilees chapter 8, it tells you all the lands of Shem and how all those lands are in Asia. It doesn't say Ethiopia has any land over there in the land of Shem.
Yeah.
So right there, scripturally, it'll just knock any Bible believer who's trying to push that nonsense.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I gotta take off. I wish I can stick around longer, but I gotta take off, and I'll probably come back and tune in if you guys are, or I just watch the video again or whatever. But yeah, I mean that's that is what it is, and these guys, man, they're being deceitful, man, and yeah, that video, man, it's a lot of deception going on when it comes to the 25th dynasty and who the people of Sudan were, because the later historians make it very clear that the people of West Africa, the Western Ethiopians, were the same as the people of Northern Sudan, and that's why, that's one of the reasons why they tell that lie, because they do it for political reasons. They like the Egyptians, they don't want anybody else claiming Egypt, and that's why they say, well, the Cushites, that's why they call the 25th dynasty the Cushites, because the modern day Egyptians, they want to keep Egypt all to themselves, and they forget about the fact that most of them have Arab ancestors, Arab and Turk ancestors, Greek and Roman ancestors, and they want to, and they try to take away our connection, the rest of Africa connection from Egypt, and that is wrong. Even the Egyptians say in their hieroglyphics that they conquered all the land, all of Africa that is encircled by the sun. That's what they say. But Egyptologists saying, no, that's not true. So who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the Egyptians, or are you going to believe white Egyptologists? Because it is the white Egyptologists who are lying. I prefer to listen to the Egyptians, and that's what I go with. But yeah, brother, I gotta take off. I wish I could stay longer, but yeah, it's been good building with you brothers, man, and definitely keep this truth up, man. I mean, keep it up, keep up the good work, man, and I'll catch you brothers later. But I'll be tuning in later. I gotta run somewhere as well. But y'all definitely be back and tune in. Yeah, peace out, brothers. Peace.
Appreciate it. Amen. Amen.
What's good, Joey Ray?
Oh shit, just same old, brother. Same old. No, that guy was talking about. Remember the other day when you was on your live, I told you that guy was talking smack about Daniel.
Which? Oh yeah, that
TikTok.
one.
Yeah, it's that same guy. Yeah, he's the other day he was talking about our people talking about being Mongoloids and Spics and all that. He was giving everybody, the whites, the natives, and the Mexicans, a chance to come in and tell the truth. We said I was trying to come in there, but he wouldn't let he wouldn't bring me in. Calling us Mongoloids and stuff. And I just started hitting him with the scriptures, and after that he didn't bring me in to his live. And earlier he was talking the same smack, and I was talking smack, he wouldn't acknowledge me or anything. He said he don't want to talk to no Mexicans, no white people, or no natives today. He's dealing with his people. And I just kept on in the comments. I'm surprised he didn't block me. But yeah, it was that same guy. I don't know what you did to him, brother, but they don't want to speak. They don't want to speak. He said he used to run with what was that, IUIC? He used to be with IUIC, then he got out of IUIC.
Oh, that same dude that made the video?
Yeah.
Oh, he used to be ISC. I didn't know that. I thought he was just a wabo.
No, he used to be with IUIC.
Oh, but does he still believe in the scripture?
Yeah.
You see,
he thinks that they're the ancient people. I say, yeah, you're the ancient people. You're the original black man. You're the Canaanite.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Ephraim, what did I tell you? What did I tell you, bro? That's their next step, bro. Didn't I tell you that?
Yeah,
I
you're
said
right.
that we're gonna do that, bro. You're gonna have these One Wests. We've been proving that they don't fit the curses, so they're gonna try to steal our identity because they know that we fit all the curses. So if we fit all the curses, and history shows that we fit all the curses, their next argument is, all right, well, let's just steal their identity and say that we're the real Native Americans, and thus for the curses fit us.
Because that video you showed earlier about what's the name, Bocat Malone, was that Bocat Malone?
Yeah.
That video you were showing about, he was speaking about the Canaanites and the curses. Yeah, I brought those scriptures out, and he wouldn't acknowledge nothing. He just kept doing his live, and everybody else was commenting, and I was just throwing the scriptures out there. This is who y'all are, man. Y'all don't fit shit. Calling my people mongoloids, shit.
But you know something, brother Joe. That's something we gotta take and learn from them. I know a lot of us don't want to do that, but that's the only thing you can take from them, though. I be telling brothers, like, you see how even though they believe in a lot of foolishness, at the end of the day, as Africans, they come together and brother, they could knock you off of the live stream, brother. when can we ever get together and do that?
Yeah, that's true.
I admit it, brother. As a man, when can we ever get together after it hits the boiling pot, brother? We start killing each other and pointing fingers at each other, and brother, at the end of the day, we destroy the whole thing and leave. If we can take at least that from them, brother, we will be. Oh my God, Christ would have already came back and everything.
Yeah,
but see, we can't rule right now, brother. We can't rule because we are hard-headed. You got brother Jose up there trying to teach our people, right? And I'm using him as an example. And then you got other brothers off his own freaking Hebrew movement trying to knock him off. Then somebody else of the fold, right? Not of the Gentiles, of the fold, come in and he's doing a beautiful job. Then another brother wants to jump in and take him right down, brother, with a sword, instead of embracing the brother. But notice how these Africans got different way of thinking, and you see them all arguing, but still together. They argue, but they still together in one platform talking nonsense, and they all together though. We can never do that.
Because see, that's what they were talking about. That they needed to come together, put all these differences aside, and start a movement. They were talking about they need to put their differences aside and come together and start a movement.
Right.
So they're already planning. They got plans, but I don't know. Then it's not going to happen. But that's one thing we need to do is come together.
And it's powerful that Ephraim said what he said. You know what I'm saying about at least African Americans. They can have all different beliefs, but yet still be on the same platform. Because right now I'm part of a platform with a bunch of African Americans that have way different beliefs. They talk shit to each other, but they still fuck with each other.
Right.
But the scripture says that Israel is a stiff-necked people. Like Ephraim said, bro, if one of our people don't believe in something else, they'll cut them off and be like, you die. Go somewhere, just die somewhere in a hole. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's exactly what happens. They hold that animosity.
You know what's crazy about that? that I'm not perfect. A lot of brothers be like, "Oh, I'm perfect." Brother, I was a victim of that. The minute that brother Jose one time came out with a doctrine that I didn't like, I was the first one doing the same shit. So I don't consider myself to be perfect. I'm coming with evidence saying, yeah, this is happening because we all do it, brother. The minute the brother comes out with something nice, you want to be putting the like a cop, putting the shield out there and be like, no, I'm the ultimate guy. I'm the one that this. Come on, man. If we all humble each other and we share with each other what we think or how we see the things, brother, we be just like these Africans right now. And every level, they arguing. Forget it. They killing each other. But you see them on one platform. And you cannot go against one because even though they all got a different mindset, they will still attack you and block you and do all this shit. They rather not deal with you. They throw you away and still be with their little African group.
Yeah, because I think where they got that advantage on us right there is that they still think that they're the chosen people because of what they've been through, right? The slave, thinking they come from the slave trade, and now what's happening to them in the streets, but they don't know that's part of Deuteronomy, right? 28 and 28, what is that, 6, 7? When they be slain by the hands of men, right? They don't know. Our people don't know that. Our people don't know that we also come from the Bible, but the curses fit us. But we can't come together like they can. They stay together because of what they've been through. They think it's biblical. They're the ones of the Bible. That's why they stick together. Especially everything that's going on now. You see all these cops, all these videos of these black men getting beat up by the police and shit. We do that too, but you don't see us, videotaping it.
Exactly.
And our people, we need to wake up. Because you remember who I am, Daniel? Ephraim?
Nah, I forgot because remember I deal with a lot of people, and then all of a sudden I see
remember
name.
y'all the ones that pulled me out of that camp doctrine. I was over there. I'm over there with Rayak.
Oh, you're the elder. Yo, I forgot, bro. Because you see, like again, back then, brother, I was gaining a lot of enemies. I don't consider myself perfect. I was telling somebody basically like a parrot. I will repeat what brother Jose and Ayash was saying at that time.
But I think Rayak was their teacher, not right, Joey.
I didn't hear you. What was that?
You said Rayak with them was your teacher, though, right?
Yeah, he wasn't really teaching. Okay. He wasn't really teaching. But I mean, he put out some classes, but he didn't really want to teach. And right now, I mean, I speak to him every now and then. We still talk, but he's still putting some scripts together. I say that breakdown. There's a breakdown. He said he wanted to bring it out, man. And he said nobody's brought it out. Dan. And he said Dan plays an important part in the history.
Okay.
So I've been wanting to read up on that, but I've been going back into the book, man, trying to get armed up for this Israelite roundtable coming up on TikTok. Right. Yeah, there's one guy, King of Yahrah. He's hosting Israelite roundtable.
Right.
Excuse me?
No, I was saying yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, I'm gonna bring some stuff out. Just lay it all on the table, man. You know what? This is who y'all are.
Right.
This is who y'all are. If there's gonna be that big of an audience, man, then it's got to be brought out.
Bring it here, brother. Bring it here. This is our brother's platform, man. It's like, you know what I mean? The brother lets you speak. I mean, but, he also corrects brothers. And stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it's all righteous, brother. It's all under love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before, brother, that was like a switch because I come from the streets, brother. You couldn't correct me, and it was a hard pill to swallow. Instead, I was like, damn, but I never can get along with nobody. And then I had to put that pride away, brother. I did.
Yeah. And we all have to put it aside, at one time. Because there's one thing, those that come from the streets, I mean, I've been in the streets. I've been to prison 4 times.
Right.
But yeah, we gotta humble ourselves and put everything aside and wake up our people.
That's true, brother.
Yeah, there's one thing about us, so-called Mexican, we are hard-headed.
Yeah. No, but that's all Hispanics. All the Hispanics and Native Indians, we all like that. We kind of share that that DNA, brother. That it's like a switch, brother. You start thinking that you're gonna get betrayed again, and it's all streetwise. You start bringing that to the Bible when it's a total different concept. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once you bring that street mentality towards the Bible, we ain't doing no different than the freaking Africans right now killing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ain't doing it. We're gonna start talking like them, acting like them, and at the end of the day, we worse because we're gonna start cutting each other up. And if you live down the block, brother, we warriors. We will go down the block, have a couple of fist fights, and get it over with. I mean, it is what it is. When it comes to that, we are a little worse. We start remembering addresses and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we do gotta put that stuff away, man. We not like that anymore.
Yeah, too old for that. Too old for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's all I've been doing. Is just doing some more reading, some more studying. Because that one guy that I was talking about, King of Bahia, he used to message me back before. I guess he went on my page and started looking at my content. And of course, I'm gonna say Canaanite here and there, And now he don't really message me no more. So,
oh wow,
hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm still the same person, I'm the same person. I say worship in truth and in spirit. I don't know nothing about color. Keep that away from me. Truth in the spirit, man. I haven't changed. Truth in the spirit. If the spirit is bearing witness, then okay, I can fuck with you. If not, come with that color, nah, you know what? I can't deal with you.
Right. That's one thing we gotta learn from those brothers, man. They kill each other, man, but they can't come alone, and we gotta do it, man. We gotta start flipping the table. Or now we're gonna be like, what, 5, 6 more generations, or probably even 100 more generations, and we still over here debating and killing each other. We never come along, man. Even when we was indigenous, brother, we was killing each other's tribe, trying to.
Honestly, I think because the way things are going, the way things are happening, they already know who's not vaccinated, who is. They already did their test run. They did this. They've been doing this. Now these little wars going on. I think within 2 years, we're going to be deep in some shit.
Right.
Maybe less than that. Maybe less than that.
I don't know.
They already got them talking about reparations.
No one said anything about color, bro. Do y'all talk about color? Y'all talk about black people?
No. I mean, we got color in all nations.
Y'all talk about our own people, right? I could have sworn that's what y'all were talking about, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on here. I don't know why Isaiah said all we do is talk about color, talking down on black people. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't even get what you mean. Like, that doesn't even make any sense.
Who's that? Is that the guy you were debating the other day?
Yeah.
But that's the only thing.
Ain't nobody talking about black people, man.
Yeah,
that's one thing. Put that out there. I don't hate nobody. I got friends that are black, so-called black.
I don't know. It might be. I don't know. It might be a troll. I don't know. People be trolling sometimes. It might not.
How can we hate black? This is what I tell them. How can we hate African Americans or even black people as the Africans of our sort? When according to the Bible in the Old Testament, that was one of the biggest commandments we broke. The Father said, "Don't hang with them," and yet we was like, "I forget you, Father. You know what? We're gonna breathe with them. We're gonna chill with them. We're gonna break all these commandments, and we're gonna do whatever we want." And we broke that. So what the hell is he talking about? That nonsense, man. It's written in Scripture.
Yeah,
that's stupid. That's one of the commandments that the
only
Father
reason
created.
I think Zaya was talking about, he wasn't talking about anything bad about black people, but what he was talking about was picking back off of Radio 1, who was on here, Zaya. I don't know if he was watching when Radio 1 was on here. He was bringing out a whole presentation about, people from like Africa and
that history. Yep. I mean, just imagine what's going to happen when all the truth comes out.
Oh man, that's that race wars, bro. Because you get brother. Think about that. Think about that for a minute. As an indigenous brother, right? Think about that. Who's pushing that racist garbage? Was you raised with that shit in your mind? Because I wasn't.
No.
Brother, I came over here to the United States, right, as a boy, and I didn't even know what was the worst races. Because in Puerto
Hey,
Rico, brother, we had some
you
black,
know what's funny?
melanated, indigenous brothers, and we used to chill, play ball,
And
whatever.
that's that's facts, bro. And this is why I keep telling people, bro, 80s babies, we was like probably one of the best generations of non-racist people, because that was when, because they started, putting integration in the 60s. So you had people in the 70s and 80s basically going to school with each other, right? But in the 80s, we had everybody, man.
Yeah,
There was no racist. Bro, you know what? When I finally moved to Florida and got around some racist white people, it was the first time I was ever called a spick, right? But prior to that, I have never been called a spick. I didn't even know what a spick was. I had to ask one of my southern friends over here that I just moved there. I was like, "Yo, what's a spick?" They was like, "Oh, there these this and that." It was like, "Bitch, calling you the N-word." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? New York, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I grew up in New York, bro. It was mad diverse, man. I went to school with all types of people, bro. Like all that stuff was like crazy, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah. So I never experienced that. You know,
you know
the only
what's
time I
crazy about
experienced
that?
being called a wetbag was here on TikTok. I'm like, what? Damn.
What's crazy about what brother Jose just brought out? When I came over here and I heard that too, they started calling me spick, like white people. The crazy thing about that is that I was calling myself a spick because I didn't know. I was around a group of white people, Africans, and these Arabs that looked kind of like Hindu. So when they started calling me spick, all of them, all of the and brother and the school and everything, and I was calling myself a spick because my mind was so humble. I was like, oh no, I'm the spick, I'm their friend. Bro, I didn't even care, bro. That's
Like,
to tell you that
I
my
thought,
mind wasn't.
I thought spick means like, do you speak English or something?
Yeah, like I was just still hanging with them and playing with them. And hey, you call me a stick. I was just playing ball with you guys. Come on, let's go. Hey, mom, can I go and you know what I mean? Marbles, you know the marbles that you play on the floor when you was a little kid that you hit each other and you take the most marbles. I was even playing that with them and they were still calling me spit. Not even on my actual name or anything. And I didn't even care. So that racist stuff do not fit Hispanics and Native Indians. That's stupid.
Because I can be out in the sun. You know, I got a little darker now, but shit, man, I get dark as shit. I get really, really dark.
But one day I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna show all the pictures of my brothers, and it will kill that. Ephraim Rivera is a racist brother. You're gonna think I got African brothers, but they Puerto Rican brother from mother and father's side. I'm the one that came out like a freaking lizard without no color. Believe it or not, but brother, to me it don't faze me. Like, and they try to push that in your mind, like, oh yeah, it's a racist thing because you are like, brother. I got brothers that if you mention the word black anything, they don't even care because we don't think like them. I don't know. I wasn't raised with that mentality. It's just make no sense.
You know, the one thing I had problems letting go was weed and my snow bunnies.
I've never tried that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. I had a problem with that. But
no, in my culture, brother, in my culture, we don't let it go. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm live right now, brother, and we never let weed go.
I know a couple of my friends OD on some heroin, man. I know that's plagues are. It's like I'll put it like this: it's like every race like has their certain drug that ruins their community. Like I would say the white race deals with like crystal meth, the Hispanics usually deal with like heroin, and then the black community deals with like crack and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true. That's true. You know, I can honestly say, man, I've had a lot of friends that I grew up with die because of cirrhosis of the liver, you know, hepatitis C because of the heroin, the needles. You know, man, I've had a lot of friends be addicted on that. A lot.
Yeah.
We still consume weed, but we don't smoke it. We believe that's a sin, and we believe the Creator. I'm gonna bring some knowledge, brother. You're gonna see like, damn, Ephraim.
I think that's. I think weed is a universal drug. You know, so I think all.
Yeah, no,
all
we
enjoy
drink
it.
Man, you know that green rubbing alcohol. the green rubbing alcohol. My grandma used to get buds, marijuana buds, right, and stick them in the alcohol and leave it in there for like a month and a half, 2 months, and then use it as rubbing. Man, now I know I was a chubby kid when I was little. I've had leg cramps and stuff. She rubbed it on my legs. Next thing you know, I had the munchies.
No, that's decent. Because my grandpa used to do that, but he used to add mint leaves to it too. So it will give you that buzz, but like that light feeling of being cold in the night, because Puerto Rico was hot, brother. No AC, and the sing houses will melt your skin. He will rub that before we go to sleep. Take it off, everybody. Rub this shit on there. And we was like with a bunch of leaves in our forehead, and all of us talking crap in the bed, bro.
Shit, my grandma kept at least 3 bottles of that. Always. And I was like, man, when I grew up, I was like, man, where's she getting all that weed from? Shit.
Yeah, we used to put that stuff on us. And see, we can share stuff like that, brother. This just common sense.
Yep.
And Vicks, don't forget the Vicks. Every time you're sick, the Vicks was a big.
Oh man. Yeah,
you had a few,
that
Vicks,
man.
bam.
Yep. That bitch was A1. Shit. Yeah, what y'all know about Humphreys? Them Humphreys.
The Humphrey, no.
The little pills for babies. You know, when the babies are acting up, you give them, or the kids, you know, like they're 3 years old, they don't want to go to sleep. You give them like 2, 3 Humphreys, knock them out.
No, my grandpa used to give us a beer. I'm not gonna lie, he'd be like, just give him a beer, low key, you know, take him over there, brother. 1 beer for each kid, and we will be tossed out in the corner somewhere.
And then when we turned out to be drug addicts and shit, because hell, y'all used to give us Humphreys when we were little. Shit.
Yeah. And if you have bugworm, my grandpa will grab that stuff that you put in the rooster when he gets sores and stuff.
Yeah.
He will crunch it on a pilón. You know Spanish, right, brother?
Yeah.
El pilón lo aprieta ahí, le da tan y viene, le mete un poquito de menta, and he used to make us swallow that. And if you had any infirmities in the stomach, it will all come out through
bring it out.
Pipe. Yeah. Your eyes will start getting better, kidney problems, everything.
Yeah, my grandma had some kind of, I don't know what drink it was, but for stomach aches, she'd go in there and heat it up, and I don't know what she put in it, but you drink it, and like 30 minutes later, boom, you was good.
Eso cilantro.
Cilantro, yeah, see, was it cilantro?
Cilantro. When you make it into a juice, did it turn like a hot red look?
Like kind of like
fire.
It was kind of like greenish, maybe. She would put 2 or 3 different kinds of deals in there. I know one was manzanilla.
Manzanilla, sí, eso es cilantro.
Yeah.
Eso es cilantro. Some people make it a little tougher. If you put a lot of those seeds, brother, and you lo muele, that turns into like a fiery drink, brother. You start hallucinating and everything. It will keep you like looking at the walls and shit. But it will clean your stomach. It will clean your pee. You will shit diarrhea like almost for like 3 days. But it will take out everything out of your system.
I mean, I drink that every day. Anís, oregano.
Oregano también.
Yeah, I drink that every day.
Yeah.
I eat garlic every day. I eat two teeth of garlic every day. 2 cloves.
Exacto. También cebolla, si tienes dolor de estómago, cebolla.
Yeah, somebody told me also that's good for like cuts or like bruises. Put an onion on it.
For your nails, if you got fungi, you cut an onion and you rub it and don't take it off. Put some socks on it and sleep with it, with a piece under your leg. It will make your fingernails start getting clear.
I ain't got a problem with my fingernails. My nails, I'm good on that.
Yeah, you got to start getting those so-called warrior nails that you get ripped the sheets. What you put
shit.
down?
The hell with the seats, man. You're gonna be going through socks like crazy.
You put some of that in there. You put some socks, you'll be all right.
Said I had this one friend, man. His feet were so scaly. You probably needed one of them them grit sanders. Yeah, his feet were bad, bro. They were bad. Yeah, he didn't need no track shoes for running track, boy. He had tracks on his feet, boy.
Yeah. A lot of our people suffer from leg problems and stuff like that. Yeah, brother.
Man, I'm fixing to hop off, man. I appreciate it, baby. Let me come in. I'm gonna probably eat me a sandwich, man, and
You can take it to
get
bed.
back into this book.
All right, man. Thanks for hopping on, man.
No problem. Next time when you come back on live.
I don't know. Probably Saturday.
Hey, I still keep trying to get them fools over here, man, but they don't want to come. They'll sit there and talk, bump their gums, man, but they won't let me hop in. But this and then today, shit, I'm probably gonna back off, man. Don't need to cause any more friction than what we already have. Just concentrate on waking up our people.
Yeah,
that's true. Brother. That's true. Power.
I mean, what good is it doing me to sit there and bicker and argue with somebody?
Shalom.
Right. But,
all right, how's it?
That's good.
You can hear me?
Yep.
All right. Hey, what you think of this 30 then? I wanted to ask you that.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a little similar, but not really. But it's from what I've seen, it looks. I can see some. I can see what you're talking about. So.
Yeah, no, I was just asking you about the dance, bro. And I was like, that shit looks very similar. It was very it's pretty interesting though. Like they new age, what they be doing and stuff like that. So no, I just wanted to see what you was gonna say about it. And then you'd be like, oh, no, that's just some Canaanite shit. Oh no, I just hopped on to see what you was on, bro.
Yeah. I've been on for like over 3 hours. I was gonna call it quits, man. You know what I'm saying? I already proved what I needed to prove tonight. But yeah, it was pretty embarrassing for these guys.
All right, bro. Well, I'll let you get your rest, bro. I guess I'll see you whenever you go live or you're back on the channel.
All right. Tell Judah I want my money and Yahrah. All right. Next thing you see. I want my money. I'll send him a cash. I'll send him my cash app. My booze cash app.
Oh man, y'all gonna have to y'all just gonna have to set up a debate or something, bro. Y'all, I couldn't really hear what y'all was talking about, man. I was trying to figure out what y'all was talking about. Y'all was just yelling, bro. Y'all should probably set up a debate. I'd like to see that. That'd be a pretty good one. Cause y'all debating Ezekiel 30?
Well, it was really 29 and 30.
Oh, 29 and 30.
I was basically asking Judah to show me the proof of Nebuchadnezzar conquering the land of Egypt and taking all of his splendor and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. That'd be a good debate. I like to see it.
There's no historical record on that. You could talk about you know what? I even embarrassed him when he brought up the battle of Chechakrib, whatever it was, in Syria. But that shit took place in Syria, not even in the land of Egypt. So he even cut himself with that shit because he thought it was in Egypt. I'm like, nah, bro. Even Jeremiah agreed with me. He's like, yeah, man, that location is in Syria, bro. It's not in Egypt.
No, that's it, man. Y'all probably got to debate that, bro. I like to see it.
There is no debate. There is no history. They can't pull history. So yeah, that's the whole point. There is no historian that says such nonsense. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to find not one Egyptian or not one Babylonian source that states that Nebuchadnezzar the second conquered all of the land of Egypt or the land of Egypt.
No, like I said, I gotta look into it, man. I'll probably look into it, see what it's talking about.
There was attempts. He attempted to. That's what I was bringing out the articles. There was, they show that he attempted to, but he failed. There was no clear victory. They never basically was defeated. So if they were defeated, then what, man? You can't conquer somebody's whole land and stuff. Stop it, man. That never happened. So the point is does that make Ezekiel a false prophet? That's the whole purpose, and I think that's the reason why Judah got mad, man.
I don't know. I was more so concerned. Fuck y'all hating. Bro, gonna talk all that shit. Y'all hating.
Oh, Yavin?
From Foki? Yeah, Yavin. Bro, gonna talk all that shit, talking about I ducked him. Bro, I told that nigga how to get in contact with me. I'm not on Facebook, bro.
Did you see the video I played? I showed you how I had him admit how the angels was white and Noah was white.
Man, bro, cause you know he wanted to debate me on that roof. That roof was an Israelite, but he went on Sakari and got whooped in front of 5,000 people, talking that shit. I ducked him, nigga.
On that debate, they debated roof.
Yeah, on Deacon's page, they debated like roof, and then if Israel was mixed or not. Man, Deacon destroyed that nigga, bro. And then he's talking about debating me on that roof topic, and if Israel was mixed. So I was about to give him that work, but they kept on talking about, I'm gonna get at you on Facebook. I keep telling this dumbass nigga, I don't got no fucking Facebook, bro. I'm on Instagram and Clubhouse. But FSK added me on Instagram, so I was thinking she was gonna tell me like, oh, okay, y'all Haven set it up. Man, that nigga ducking, bro. And then he went on Sakari and got his ass with that Negro only doctrine.
Hey, well, at least that's a bigger, platform, reach more people.
Yeah.
To keep debunking their nonsense. That's all they're doing is exposing themselves to more people to debunk their nonsense.
Yeah. It fucking crazy thinking I wasn't gonna smoke him on that Negro only doctrine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. But I get with you though, Jose, man. I'll just see what you was on, man.
All
right, shalom, yo.
All right, shalom.
All right, shalom, brother Jose.
I'm out here from shalom.
All right, brother.
About to give it a rest. Close that channel.